podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
When Benavidez gets cooking, it's like fighting an octopus.
El Bandera Roja, David Benavidez.
I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
To everybody that's in 168, I'm coming for everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Charlo, Caleb Plant, Canelo, I'm coming for all of them.
Canelo, hell of a fighter. But it's my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez.
I think everybody wants to see me against Canelo, right?
David Benavidez.
Yo, he's a beast.
This brother right here, I'd like to see Canelo against somebody like that.
I definitely like punishing and hurting individuals. That's what I love to do.
And now Benavidez unloading.
I got a lot of power too, and I throw punches and punches, and I don't get tired.
The jab leads with the right, and there's that hand speed.
I'm ready to fight whoever, whenever. I can beat Canelo tomorrow, and I can beat Charlo tomorrow too.
The big Charlo want to get it too?
So Charlo would be the alternative.
He don't want to get in the ring with me because he's a pussy, that's why.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
I've never liked Caleb Plant. It's never been a secret. I never liked Caleb Plant. At the end of the day, I'm not nobody's friend right here. I don't want to be nobody's friend. I'm here to knock people out. And if you don't want to get knocked out, don't mention my name. In this game, it really is kill or be killed. It's either you or me, and I pick me all the time.
Finish him.
SDS Promotions.
I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Ringwalk Danny, and we are back. It's fight week, even though officially it doesn't start till Wednesday, and we'll give you the details on that. It is David Benavidez, Caleb Plant fight week, and we're here to talk some boxing.
It's fight week since yesterday. The work week start on Sunday. Good morning, buenos dias. We in America, it's fight week. It's a fight I've been wanting for some years. I'm excited, man. What up, though?
Yeah, man. Take us back, man. You said you've been wanting it for years. When did it start for you? Did you happen to be at the gym? Was that like the beginning of your career? Were you there for the whole back and forth and, I slapped your brother?
So I wasn't there for that specific day where the shit popped off, but I was there on numerous occasions where we was at City, and David on one side, Caleb on the other, because really they wasn't even supposed to be training at the same time. But sometimes shit would overlap. You've seen the way things are in the gym, and man, I would say from the beginning of my TBV journey, this is a fight that I've wanted. This is a fight that I've wanted since the beginning of my TBV journey. I say it all the time. In 2019, I covered 29 events for the Boxing Voice in 10 months. I don't really go to fights these days, but
that's like
I'm
your Jay-Z
in the
moment.
building.
He had that.
And I just want to point out, each one of those months, I had at least one event out of town, at least one. Shout out to TBV, but nonetheless, I don't get to fights often these days. I'm in the building Saturday. I'm not missing that. I've been telling a couple people like, yo, I hope that I'm able to make some of the fight week events too. I want to be at the weigh-in. I want to be at the press conference. I'm expecting some back and forth, some shit talking, and an exciting fight week.
In this fight, it just feels like Caleb just has to sit back and go through the motions. It feels like David he's the boogeyman. He's the one that's got to, build up the fight. He's the one that has to talk. Caleb's already taken the nonchalant role. Like, I'll show you in the ring. My hand's in my pocket. I'm not,
Oh,
getting outside my character.
you saying because of how things have gone thus far?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know that. I think that David, or rather, Plant understands David is trying to get under his skin, and because of that, he ain't gonna give him what he want at these press conferences and at these face-offs. He not going to engage the way that Benavidez wants him to. But outside of that, man, let's get into it. I'll send you a couple of links here so you can follow along with the quotes. And yeah, what I sent you there, Danny, was the fight. That's the actual fight. It's called Watch Together. We could actually watch the fight together, same timestamp in that room. And the reason I did that is because I'm looking at it like, is that not the best opponent of both fighters? And, for the audience, I'm asking Danny, is, David Benavidez versus Anthony Durrell, is that his biggest win? Same for Caleb Plant. Is Anthony Durrell, David Benavidez's biggest win? What do you think, Danny?
Yeah, I would have to say so, champ. I was in the building when David fought Durrell. That was September 28th, 2019, co-main event for Earl Spence and Sean Porter, Staples Centers, LA. I remember that fight vividly. I think that to date, that is David's best one of his career. And oh man, I think that I think the way Plant beat him, you have to say Durrell's his best one of his career. I think at the time he beat Uzcategui to the time he beat Durrell, I think Uzcategui was perhaps a better fighter. But I think the way he beat Durrell makes that probably his best win.
Okay, so you're saying you feel like Uzcategui probably was a better fighter. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
Durrell had the better wins over
I'm
Uzcategui.
just
They
saying at
both
the
were
time. I'm
champs.
just saying at the time that they fought. You get what I'm saying? Durrell was coming off that Mad Max Hernandez win, which was cool, but relatively long layoff that was on the co-main for Canelo Plant, and obviously Plant lost, so he took some time, but Durrell won. So I don't really feel like he had much momentum. I don't feel like he was any threat necessarily in the division, if you will, um to the level of Uzcategui, who at the time was a one belt holder, when Caleb beat him. So I don't know, man. I don't discredit. I'm not trying to take away for either one. I feel that Durrell, the fashion was probably, makes it the best win of Caleb's career. Let's not forget he
Wasn't there
did
a
drop.
vacant though on the line for Benavidez and Durrell? I'm pretty sure. I'm
Let me
pretty
pull
sure
up
they fought
box
for the.
rec.
I'm pretty sure they fought for the WBC.
It's not. I'm not gonna say hard. It's just weird with. I'd rather use the word hard. I guess it's hard with David because he's never lost the fight. He's only lost shit outside of the ring. So it's like you talking about like vacant or interim, and in my mind it's like I don't. It's hard for me to remember when, you know what I'm saying. He's never actually lost, but the Darrell fight,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was for a
uh,
WBC.
it was for the WBC, but Darrell was the champion.
So that's good. So that means that both men. Wait, wait. Plant was already the IBF when he fought Ustatagi, or he won the belt from Ustatagi. He won the belt from
He
Ustatagi.
took it from Uzcategui.
Yeah, so both men beat the champion. I still want to say Durrell is a better win than Ustatagi. Ustatagi had 2 losses at the time. Yeah, he became champion, so credit to him. But I feel like Durrell probably is the better champion because of the totality of his resume. What do you think? I mean, you already answered that in the way you said Durrell. I mean, you said Ustatagi at the time was perceived to be in a better position in his career, you feel like, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, but I still said Darrell was the better win.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad I went back to it. I didn't hear that part. All right. Well, that's the
Yeah,
reason
yeah,
I
no.
chose.
Because of the fashion in which he did it,
Hmm. Well, that's the reason I chose
specifically.
that fight, to review. Which, man, are you looking at it? Benavidez is fucking huge, right? He looks like a cruiserweight. Obviously, we know he can get up to a heavyweight, but I didn't know he can do that overnight.
Bro, you used this before?
Yes.
Okay, cause I like the way it opened on my end, bro. It looks like something that's just gonna get me a lot of viruses or something like that.
I mean, anything that's free is going to have ads if that's what you're talking about. It has no more ads or less ads than BoxRec. Um, but do you see the fight there? Because when I sent it to you originally, it
You in the
wasn't.
second round, right?
Yes. You can also control it, though.
Oh damn, I did not mean to do that.
It's all good.
Okay. Yo,
We
this
could
is
give
kind of
that
like the
link out.
Hulu. This is kind of like the Hulu thing. You ever done that with Hulu?
No, but we could give this link out right now in the live chat and they could get on and watch it at the same timestamp. The issue is, like, back in the day, I used to use it like 5 years ago. When new people jump on, you see what you did where you paused it or restarted it, they would automatically restart it or turn the volume on, so it would ruin the live stream. But, like, this is a good way to watch the fight with multiple people and be at the same
So
timestamp.
this is a good way to watch, like, cause obviously this on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on Hulu, so I got the bundle, right?
Yeah.
So I'm able to watch anything that's live on ESPN will show on my Hulu. So I'm able to do like a watch party. So I could invite you and we'll be watching the same stream and we'll be synced up on the same timestamp and everything.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I mean, this is just something. Like I said, we used a bunch of years ago when we did film studies, and I figure, like, why not? Because the whole point that we're here is pressure. Bradley feels that, Caleb Plant is the better boxer, more skilled boxer by far, according to Bradley, but he feels that mentally he's going to concede to the pressure of David Benavidez. And I'm watching, and that's why I'm watching this fight, right?
No, it wasn't, Manny. You come on, brother. I was there for both. David Benavidez, Jalen Love was on the undercard of Mikey Spence. We was in Dallas for that, champ. We did the Border Wars and everything. All right. I don't even gotta check no box right.
Bruh, he looks so much bigger. So much bigger. Like, his waist is probably above Benavidez's belly button. He looks wider than Darrell's belly button. He looks wider, thicker, just all around larger than Darrell. And this is only the second round. Darrell's on the back foot. I know what this is. Is. What up?
If you go back and watch that Uskatagi fight for Caleb, I believe it was the first knockdown. One of the two knockdowns. It was two knockdowns. So one of the two, was pretty much identical double left hook that he landed on Darrell. Left hook to the body, left hook up top. So I was watching that over the weekend and I noticed that. I'm like, okay. So he loved that left hook.
He been on that left. And the beauty is that Benavidez is straight up. If you're looking at this fight, he stands very tall. You know what I'm saying? The problem is you got to want to exchange with him. And that shit turns him on, bro. Darrell would hit him, and he would be like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, he gets excited. He's showing you all teeth. Or rather, mouthpiece.
One thing we do have to note, though, Nuss, this fight took place September of 2019, so it has been 3.5 years since, for David to develop and change things and add things to the toolbox, things like that. So this,
Funny you should say that. He looks so young, right? Don't he? That was the first thing I realized. Like when I popped it open this morning, I'm like, oh wow, look how young he looks. Even though it's not like he grew a bunch of facial hair to make him look older, but just in his face, I feel like now you see a different David or a more mature David. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Do you agree? Do you think he looks the same there or what? Can you visibly see that
Nah, I
he's
mean,
younger?
yeah, I think he looked younger for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Even his body, bro. Like he took this fight serious. Have you seen that? Let me pull that up. Have you seen his flex where he got a six pack? You know, and that's the motivation from your opponent, right? You know, you training for a fight and you know what that guy is doing, so it pushes you to do more, bro. David got a six pack. He
I mean,
let Keller motivate him. He said, "Yo, no more fat boy." You know what I mean? Because
well,
they was calling him
I
that.
think he understood. I think he and his father understood the significance of this fight and how big of a fight it is. That being said, we do have to point out and remind everybody they brought in strength and conditioning coach Memo Heredia, who has been in some very notable camps in the past. So, David is doing things that maybe he hasn't done in the past for this one. I think they know this is a big one and one that leads to, the biggest of them all, hopefully in Canelo.
Yeah, that's a whole nother subject, man. I didn't know if I should do a show on it. Canelo out here wilding. Whoever wins this fight, the short story is they ain't fighting Canelo this year. Not this year. Which is pretty whack. He's gonna kill the
No,
momentum.
I wouldn't mind, bro, but think about it though. How badass would it be for Canelo to actually avenge that Bivol loss?
Fuck that loss. You about to kill the momentum. Didn't nobody want that fight then. Now we supposed to want it.
No, I hear you.
Now we supposed to want it because you want get back. You're gonna kill the momentum of the winner of this fight. You know what I mean? The winner of this fight is gonna have momentum. The winner of this fight is gonna make that fight even greater than. But here goes the screen share. This is actually a video of Rayo Venezuela, who's gonna be taking on Chris Colbert and David Benavidez. And you can see, when he flexes, it definitely comes all out. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, and hopefully, Memo hopefully Memo did it all right, because I know him and Victor Conti go back and forth with each other all day, and Victor Conti already accused him, not accused him, but threw it out there like, with assumptions like, oh, keep in mind he's training Benavidez, and this. They always throwing dirt on each other like they both not, checkered passes. But we do have our phone lines open if you want to call in with your breakdown.
You did a better show, champ?
I sure did, bro. I sure did.
Damn, brother. I had a winning ticket this weekend, but it wasn't boxing, not boxing.
You was busy,
It
brother.
wasn't boxing.
You was busy. You was busy.
I was busy. I didn't get home. Look, let me tell you how bad it was, champ. I didn't get home Saturday till 3 a.m. from Friday.
I mean, I'm sure you was at the fight house. You wasn't just like randomly out in the streets.
I was working late, champ.
Yeah,
I can't disclose certain information.
My man was playing spades and shit, talking about I was working late.
Yo,
smoking joints, playing spades.
Yo, check on Jared Anderson, man. I don't know if he gonna be able to make it to the ring April 8th after the spades whooping. Now let me stop. Yeah, it wasn't that bad of a whooping, but yo, I have been working. But yeah, shout out to Mexico, man. Truly check on all the Puerto Ricans. I know some of y'all isn't doing too well. I was surrounded by Puerto Ricans during the game, and I had my money on my Mexican people, and it's gonna be a tough one today against Japan. I'm probably not betting today, but I'm still riding with my boys for sure.
Yeah, what boys?
Mexico, bro.
Bro, I called
classic.
What was the fight I called, bro? And that shit hit. I gotta check my betting slip. Man. But Glayton fucked it up, bro. Glayton fucked it up, bro. And some people think Glayton got robbed. I don't think he got robbed. That dude was showing Usyk vibes, man. Shout out to Zolan, man. He was showing Usyk vibes over the weekend against Glayton, bro. But shout out to everybody that subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe right now. We need about 200 more subscribers to get to our goal of 166,000. It's fight week. Call in, give us your prediction. Get your prediction off early, your breakdown. We're discussing Timothy Bradley, believing that Keller Plant is the more skilled boxer and should get the win, but feels like he's going to fold to that pressure of David Benavidez. And he's even biased, Danny. He's picking Benavidez, but he wants Plant to win. Like, he's really cool with Breadman. So, you know, I watched the entire interview. Shout out to Sean Zittel that did the interview with Timothy Bradley.
Yo,
we gotta stop doing interviews in the bed.
Usman lost too, so let me tell y'all really quick. This is exactly what the fuck
Danny,
was supposed to happen.
stop talking up MMA, bro. Nobody don't give a fuck about Usman. You
no,
cutting me
bro,
off talking
you
boxing
my man,
and talk
Can
this
I tell you
fucking
what the fuck
weirdo
happened to me?
Usman. Like,
let me tell
nobody
you,
care
let me
about
tell you
that
what,
motherfucker. And now you want to talk Usman. When I sent you a bet on Usman, you ignored it.
Bro, listen to me, motherfucker. This is what was supposed to happen. So I bet on Mexico, Puerto Rico. I had $70 on the game. $70 on the game. Mexico, Puerto Rico. Now, mind you, I had bet on fucking DR like 2-3 days before that to beat Puerto Rico, and they didn't. All right. So I got $70 on Mexico to beat Puerto Rico. They beat them. Got my win ticket here. Boom. I don't go cash it, but I was going to go cash it. So the win ticket's 30. I had a $40 bet over here. Win is 30 to win 56. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna take that, and I'm betting Usman, but I did not, right? So then I'm like, I'm glad I didn't. The Usman, listen to me. The Usman shit, you know, the fight was in London, so it was early in the day, right? So I don't do that. So then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. It's been a great Mexican weekend, right? Mexico beat Puerto Rico. So Formula One, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go bet on Checo Perez because he qualified pole, which is first place pole for the F1 race in Saudi. I didn't do it. The motherfucker won the race, Ness. All right, I'm done.
That was the grand finale?
Yeah, but I would have won like $400.
Bro, I was winning more than that if Brandon Clayton would have won. If we would have just kept it boxing, like if you wanted a betting story, you know what I'm saying? My parlay was so fire, I just needed Clayton to win. That's it. Actually, I would have fucked up anyway.
You bet, though?
I would have fucked up anyway. I would have fucked up. Nah, it was only like $2 or some shit, remember? I would have fucked up anyway, though, because you jinxed it, you know, saying that it was too big of a leg, but JoJo lost, bro. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah,
that was crazy, bro. I can't believe, poor kid, man. Fucking, you know, life is spiraling, you know, down for him, and he's losing control, man. I hope he can get it together, man. Shit. That wasn't a bad performance, too. I don't know why people trying to...
brother?
I said it wasn't a bad performance. I don't know why people trying to act like he clearly beat Gesta. I mean, like, Gesta clearly beat him. I didn't think that was the case at all. Yeah, Gesta was more active, but it was certainly a case of what did you value? And I hate to say that. I might even sound hypocritical because I'm pretty sure in the past I don't act like that. And I do value the jab, but Gesta's jab wasn't even serious. It was like flicky. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, what did you value? Do you value Gesta's, you know, peppering whatever? Or you know, JoJo's hard body shots and uppercuts.
Ness, they saying you had a $2 15 fight parlay.
Nah, it was 6. Brown, yo, but remember, Mike texted me, side texted me, talking about stop lying. Brown got stopped. But I showed you, I hedged it. I had Lucas just in case because of fucking Danny, and I had Big Baby as well. But I did have Big Baby going to the decision. So my parlay was fucked regardless. It's true. A couple people fucked my parlay up.
Bro, I keep telling you to do the money lines, and I know that the big odds, that you love that, right? But look, people laughing at me. Oh, I made a $30 bet. Yeah, 30 at the win, 40 over here, bro. $30 at a minus 115 won me 26 plus my 30 back. Now I know that's not a lot,
but it's sure money.
It was good money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It was crazy. I saw Dana White talking about this shit on a podcast. He said that people fuck up, right? They come to Vegas, they say, I'm willing to lose $1,000. He say, I never go into the casino with that mentality. And then he like, yo, people come into a casino with $100, they win 400, and they keep playing. He said, yo, if I come in and I double my money in 2-3 hands, I'm leaving instantly. So you know what I'm saying?
Easier said than done. You might leave. You might leave and then come back to later on that night or the next day because your trip's not up. Like, and then yeah, you started with 100, you won 400. Now you tell yourself, yo, I'm gonna put up 3, and I'm gonna keep that same 100 I was willing to lose. But now you at the table and you down 100. So you break out another 100. Like, fuck it, let me try and get it back.
For sure. Look, I hear you, man. I'm just saying sometimes it's okay making a little bit at a time.
No, for sure.
You get what I'm saying?
For sure, especially when it's for sure money. But I like it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give my peoples the winners. I definitely gave an underdog winner. He won. I got to check my slip, and I'll tell you who. And then I do my parlays because I want to be right. I want to be able to say Big Baby went the distance, Glayton went the distance, you know, JoJo gets the knockout.
You know, the problem with that though, Nuss, that I've learned to realize is, and I was just telling a couple guys is, the problem is that unlike other sports, you don't really know what you getting on the night of, right?
Yeah.
So for example, that Formula One bet I was talking about, that was an underdog bet, but I could tell you why I was gonna make that bet, and you'd be like, all right, cool. But in boxing, it's like you telling me what Big Baby did 9 months ago in Argentina.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't really know unless you in the camp. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sticking with, you know, unless I know. So unless I'm in the camp, or you just one of them handful.
That's
of guys,
the one. That's the one I gave y'all. Duarte by decision, and he's the puncher. And I gave it to y'all. He got it. I also gave y'all Jonah Carl by decision, but we explained that clearly. There was no way he was getting the motherfucking knockout. But, you know, Mariaga had punching power, so last thing to go on to do is punching power, but I gave y'all that one too. Now, that's me. I'm greedy, so I parlayed it. I could have easily did what Danny did. Put 30, make 40. Like, easily. Duarte was a plus 120.
Bro.
All I had to do was do Duarte and JoJo. But I'm greedy. I want more. I want to add Big Baby. I want to add Brandon because I thought I knew how they would win. That's part of gambling. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. One day, though, you hit that 5 team, and that motherfucker sets you up for the year.
Yeah, bro, look, when people try to make these big parlays, and I know this ain't the betting show, but when people try to make these big parlays, we see it each fucking year with March Madness. Like, bro, ain't nobody getting this shit right. Nobody.
But that's not true. Everybody hits the lottery. Everybody hits those those things that you're talking about where one dude predicts how it's going to end in the end of the season, like, it's random. You just not that dude. I'm just not that dude today.
No, bro,
today.
it's never happened. It's never happened. Nobody in the history has ever predicted the bracket correctly. Nobody.
But they get
This
very
year-
far, right? And because I remember the other day you telling me a story that someone got very far. I thought you said predicted it. What was the shit we was talking about when I was just in Vegas? Someone.
Bro. You might get a good amount, or you might, you know what I'm saying, but ain't nobody predicting that shit correctly, bro.
Nah, man.
But
if you just said they get a good amount if you just said they getting a good amount but not predicting it correctly, I'm pretty sure someone eventually will get them all right, bro. It's like a Rubik's Cube. Not everybody can do it. It's not meant for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna hit it though. Nothing is impossible, bro. Nothing. The fuck.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those things. Like, bro, people like ESPN offers like $5 million to the person that gets it.
Bro,
you know
and that's
like,
nothing. Imagine the Mega Million. The dude that hits the Mega Million, my man winning like 600 million. Like, it happens.
But that's just some shit by chance. You get what I'm saying? How many numbers is in a Mega Million?
I can't believe I got boxing fans saying parlays are suckers for suckers. Y'all silly. We know the sport. How you gonna say you can't pick a couple of dudes that's gonna win? Y'all weird. I mean, I do it all the time. time.
No, I'm not saying you can't, Ness. I'm not saying you can't, but when we see the plus 4,000, plus 5,000, like, we hear about those bets hitting because they rarely ever hit. They're anomaly, you know what I'm saying? Bets that hit. That's why we get the coverage, and that's why it makes it to your TikTok feed, right? So when we place in these plus 4,000, plus 5,000 odd bets, we need to understand, like, Papa, this ain't that likely. You get what I'm saying?
And it will be if you just mix it up. Like, look, keep in mind, I did that. It was like $2. I would have made the same amount or more had I hedged it every way, right? On the show, I made it clear that I didn't know Zolan and that I was nervous. I'm like, this dude is 3-0 fighting Glayton. He's here for a reason. When we watch the fight, we see the motherfucker's Usyk. You know what I'm saying? He ended up being good. I wanted to sleep on him. He had cauliflower ears. I'm like, fuck that. He's an MMA dude. We didn't know that dude. Nobody knew that dude. He got a boxing record from, hardcore boxing like that. Like, this dude was fighting bare knuckle. So he got skills. Brandon wasn't supposed to lose. I'm also biased. I know the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody wouldn't have bet him. But look, if it's game. Hold on. Let me finish. Going back to the original point. If you hedge it on the fights that you afraid of, you good. That was another $2. That's all it was. Another $2. Granted, even my theory right now of hedging it, I would have never hedged it on Gesta. I just would have never believed Gesta would have got the win, so I would have still lost. Yes. But again, you just hedge it. You just hedge it. Especially if you're doing $2. Like, what the fuck is another $2 to do the same bet the opposite way in case that motherfucker wins? That's what I'm doing. Watch how I do this weekend, because it's good money this weekend. It's a lot of fights this weekend, so I'm excited. But
bro, motherfucking Nick from Blue Wire posted a parlay from the UFC fights.
He hit
$25 for 400, and he posted it before the fights. And I thought about placing it because I know he know his shit. All that shit hit.
Yo, that's crazy. David Light beating Glayton is still an underdog. That's because they know he ain't really win that fight.
Hey, you seen your boy on that AJ card, right?
Yeah, I hit him up. Yeah, it's fucked up. I love Eddie, man. Eddie, who is Eddie's matchmaker? It used to be Eric Butler from either Star Boxing or Artie Palullo. What was Artie Palullo? Banner. But who's the matchmaker's smart over there, bro. Fabio Wardley, they giving Wardley Mike Polite coffee off for what? 2-3 losses? He just lost to the Kazakhstanian too. It's like, yo, they setting him up for success. You know what I'm saying? If you lose that fight, and Coffey was training with Hergovich and still couldn't get that win.
And then they got Ammo and Felix Cash
on
once
the
again
same
on the
card.
same card.
Building up the same fight that they ain't fighting. They fighting two dudes nobody even heard of. That's crazy, yo. Them dudes getting paid to make that one fight. It's not even for a belt.
Is Ammo still training with Kevin?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. But let me tell you, that fight ain't even for a belt, Danny. They done got like 3 fights apiece to build it up. And the fight still ain't happened. Shout out to Ammo, man. He finessed that contract. Because that's crazy. Like, they built him up to fight a domestic dude in Felix Cash as if it was huge. I don't know about Mike the mobile mechanic. I don't know how good I rate Duarte looking this weekend. He was pretty basic and methodical. You know what I'm saying? He was just coming forward. Yeah, I'm strong. And that I didn't really see. I mean, you know, granted, you got to do certain things to land them shots, but I don't know. And he took some shots too. What is he, a welterweight? What is Oscar Duarte? That motherfucker looks strong. Even what's his name? Sergio Mora thought that he would tire because of the muscles. But yeah, man, Wardley, he's fighting Mike Polite Coffey. I'm definitely interested. But look, you know, Coffey coming off that Grogan loss. Like, he didn't beat Grogan. Hovhannissian, like that dude, man, I watched all his 3 fights before that Coffey fight. And he not body beautiful. That was the dude to beat. Wardley could fight. Wardley athletic. Wardley got speed. That's going to be a tough fight. He going to have to hit Wardley with some shit to slow him down. But shout out to Polite, man. He taking these fights, man. He 13-3. Lost twice by KO to Johnny Rice, right? No, actually, once to Johnny and once to Hovhannissian. Yeah, man. So Duarte's a super welterweight? Okay. Yeah, 54. Whew. They better take their time. And they already taking their time. Don't he got like 24 fights? How many fights Oscar Duarte got? Let me look.
That was my first time hearing about him was this week.
Stop playing. Bro, you terrible, man. You super biased, bro.
Bro, I'm super biased. I watch you when I gotta watch you. A wise man or a wise ass once said.
I said that. Yo, I didn't even know he lost in Fantasy Springs to Adrian Estrella, and they never gave him that rematch? What the fudge? Oh, wow. He never fought that rematch. They just walked away from that one. What did Adrian go on to do? Adrian went on to lose to Tony Lights Out Lewis from Canada and to Urshigev, Dmitry Salita fighter, Shoshanagan. Ain't he in the eliminator or something? Damn. But yeah, look, he lost to
Bro,
somebody he wasn't supposed to lose to.
If I ain't know about Duarte, you just named me a guy I have definitely never heard of.
No, I hear you, bro. I hear you, but you know, I follow all the promoters. So when Oscar signs a new dude,
the thing is that they don't send me the fucking press releases, bro. Nobody sends me press releases.
Yeah, I always thought Duarte was gonna be somebody. He had the look, you know, and he was scoring the knockouts. He did good with Alex Martin this weekend. Maybe he got it together after losing that fight. He did beat Gutierrez, who went on to become a world champ. So that's why I figured you knew him already because, he had beat Gutierrez. But looks like King Amin of Essex just jumped on. What up, champ?
Top of the morning, TBV family. Salute, salute.
Do you know Duarte?
What up,
Because I
champ?
feel like, it's funny. I feel like Danny don't fuck with Golden Boy, and you are UK heavy.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I've heard of Duarte,
Damn, so you ain't watched the fight either?
Nah, I did watch it.
Okay.
Knockout. He knocked out Alex Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good fight, too.
Very good fight. Very good fight. And a nice stoppage, I thought it was good. Alex Martin was holding his own, but Duarte had that power.
Yeah, he looks strong, bro. He definitely looks strong. And he looks the part. He looked like he could be a golden boy. I mean, obviously, after suffering a loss, kind of hard to be a golden boy. But, yeah, he got that part. You know what I'm saying? He looked that part. Danny, you terrible, bro. At least I know my Dominicans. My man don't even be known. And I get it. I get it for you. I'll give you a semi-pass on that. There's way
so
more...
many.
Yeah, there's way more Mexican fighters than there are Dominican fighters, so it's obviously easier for me to kind of keep track. Yeah, but again, Duarte being signed to Golden Boy, Oscar, big promotion, maybe arguably number 2 or 3 on the list. It could argue that it's 2 or 3, just like you could argue who's number 1, Top Rank or PBC. It all depends what you value. And what you're valuing. But
I would put Top Rank, PBC, and Matchroom in no specific order ahead of Golden Boy.
I agree. I agree with Danny. Matchroom gotta be the number 3, to whomever the 2 is. Whether you
guys are looking at it internationally. I bet you if we did a poll, more boxing fans would pick Golden Boy and the others outside of Matchroom because Matchroom doesn't give us American DAZN subscribers enough fights.
That's true. That's true. I guess I was including Canelo, Mexico, North America.
No, Canelo could be included for the Americans, but then you got to think of all these lead shows and O2 shows that look at this Felix Cash show that we so we supposed to watch everybody on that card just to watch Ammo? Like they want us just to be boxing fans, but then they cater to their UK boxing fans. So it's like, oh, well, boxing's international, you Americans. Get to know our guys. All right, we'll watch your guys. We know Felix Cash now. Can some of our guys get some TV time too? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not seeing it. Matchroom is not catering to American television audience for sure.
Which may be true, but boxing is an international game, and I think you pointed out for somebody like me, Ness, we started out in the same corner of America, and I'm at where we at. And I'm all over UK boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's the access is there. I agree. The fighters, remember yesterday I said Cyrus Pattinson, and you was like, what? Because I've been watching these fighters, and I'm so familiar and become so familiar.
I seen that fight, and I just want to correct myself for anybody that was watching yesterday's show. And I'm sorry to apologize to cut you off. But like, you said that I watched the Pattinson fight. Then you also jumped into Hopi Price. I did not watch the Hopi Price fight. I watched the Pattinson fight. So,
yeah. Nah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, we have access to it. I know everybody doesn't get a chance to for one reason or another, but I think it's a lot more people than you might recognize stateside that's high on Matchroom besides me and Capitan Danny.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, look, if we gonna be just rating them on, the value of their production overall and the pyro that they use for their ring walks, cool. But like, again, catering to America, giving me what I want, I don't even know what was the last time I could point to something that catered to us.
It's so funny you should say that, Mr. Washington, because I was just going to point out the women's boxing event and what Matchroom has done with and for women's boxing. So, as an aside from what they haven't done with the men's fighters, some of the men's fighters they try to develop.
Elementary, my dear, Watson Elementary, and I use that because that originated in London. Eddie does this all the time. He invested in the heavyweight division because he had the cash cow. He's investing in women because he's got Katie Taylor. Like, It's not rocket science.
But did you enjoy it?
Did I enjoy Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano?
Yeah.
I mean, it took Jake Paul to make that, remember? So
I'm not
so how
asking
much
you
of a savior is Matchroom and Eddie? Like, it was Jake
Oh,
Paul
okay,
that had to
okay.
get Amanda, sign her, then all of a sudden that fight was able to get done.
What about the Shields,
Yo, and then
Shields and Marshall? You know, what about that?
that was boxer. That was
That was
brother.
Boxer.
Okay.
Dimitri
I was asking.
Shalita,
I'm asking.
Boxer, Dimitri Shalita, Ben Shalom, and Mark Taffet.
Okay. Shout out to those guys. Okay. Maybe Matchroom isn't as
And then
prolific as I thought.
and then it's like I'm not gonna
And they
lie, man. I
lost.
had to agree with Michaela. I gotta agree with Michaela. Why Bob gotta send an offer when Alicia the champ? It
Yeah.
should be Eddie sending an offer.
Yeah. And look, I read the comments yesterday already for our show that me and you did, and people laughing like, yo, what's up with the boxing voice? They really on something saying that Frank is the A-side. And what happens is a lot of you guys are casual boxing fans and you don't understand business. Michaela Mayer just said what, Danny? Repeat that, please. It's all going to make sense.
If you the A side, why you ain't sending an offer?
So Earl Spence tells Shakur, forget about that fight. I'd rather make this fight. Shakur turns around and says, yo, send the offer. Who's the A side? Earl, he's sending an offer for Frank to fight Keyshawn. So, or rather not Keyshawn. Well, yes, Keyshawn, because Earl, Shakur says set it up, and I bet 300,000. So, yeah.
So everybody, that misconstrued that. We just broke it down to you how, it's the offerer that's the A side and not the offeree.
Yeah, because
y'all can't see I got my hands out. This is the offeree. My hands are out. When you got your hands out, you're not the A side.
And just to explain it
no,
further,
it ain't even about having your hand out. It ain't even about having your hand out. It's this simple. Your promoter, your people, your side are gonna put you in the best position possible. Your opponent's promoter is putting your opponent in the best position possible. That being said, don't get it twisted or confused when you got two parties coming together like we did in Ryan and Tank. That's different. But when I'm sending you an offer, bro, I'm protecting my guy, my gal. I'm not doing it to benefit you. This is my investment, not you.
And to further explain, when I send an offer, it's also coming back with my broadcaster. I'm not sending you an offer networkless. I am getting money advanced to me based off the conversations of Amin fighting Danny. So it's like, Espinoza, are you interested in Amin fighting Danny? Because I could get that done. Yes, I am. Cool. I mean, here is $1 million to fight Danny on Showtime. Not here is $1 million. Now let's see if Bob Arum is interested in putting this fight on Top Rank because we got the money to get. That doesn't work like that. Like, you guys can't keep watching this sport and not getting it. Now, yes, any given moment, Frank Martin, Earl Spence, his promoter, Bob Arum, Keyshawn, his promoter, they can do a co-promotion. They can receive Earl's offer and counter and say, how about this? Let's do this. All right? Now, hopefully that explained it because, man, the comments were like a little bit weird. I'm like, what's going on here? But, Danny, you were not on that show. You were in the gym. So did you hear about the back and forth? Did you get any inside info from Keyshawn and Shakur? And, did you bring it up to them or you didn't know that they were tweeting at Earl and stuff like that? Keyshawn actually came back and was like, oh, Core, please let me fuck him up.
Yeah, no, I saw it, but that was after the fact. That was after the fact. So I wasn't today will be my first time around them since the tweets came out. So
yeah, get a follow-up interview. Get a follow-up interview. Find out about that. Like, Core, you saying set it up. Do you realize that means you willing to send Keyshawn to that network? In theory, obviously Keyshawn has a contract, we would hope, with Top Rank. But because that's got to be some sort of co-promotion. I don't think the Top Rank is going to send Keyshawn over there to do a one-off with a talented fighter like Frank. But again, back in theory, going based off what Keyshawn tweeted, he wanted it on the Terrence Crawford Earl Spence undercard. And then Earl doubled up and was like, nah, not you, basically paraphrasing. Core versus Frank better. You know what I'm saying? But he was clear to say, I don't know what the dude talking about who even insinuated that Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence was done. Because he was like, I don't know what he talking about. But yeah, I mean, that would be a perfect world, right? That would be right up there, co-main and main event as good as Mayweather Canelo, Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse, or no?
Hell no.
Wow.
Fuck Frank do.
Earl Spence and Terrence.
Fuck Frank do.
I mean, he's the other big fish. You seen what Yella Beezer said? I'm on everything moving. You can't be in part of boxing and not know Ness on you. Yella Beezer said, respectfully, Shakur, I'll bet anything on Frank Martin. That's what he did. He did enough. He did enough to get players to bet money on him, big money.
You saying Frank and Keyshawn?
Yeah,
bro. Frank. So
Core,
Frank and Keyshawn or Frank and Core?
Well, Earl wants Core. Yella Beezer seems to be willing to bet on Keyshawn, and Shakur seems to be willing to bet $300,000 on Keyshawn. Keyshawn willing to bet $20,000 on himself.
So you saying Yella Beezy? Because I saw Yella Beezy and Core. I seen that. So you saying Yella said he'll put up 300 if Frank fight Keyshawn?
No. Yella said he'll bet anything on Frank respectfully.
Oh, against who though? Keyshawn?
Anything on Frank respectfully. And he added Shakur.
Because I felt like it was directed. I felt like it was in response to a certain fight.
And it could have been. It could be in response to Shakur's $300,000 tweet that Frank would lose to Keyshawn, but he didn't distinguish. He just saying. Remember, Earl already established. I don't want Frank to fight Keyshawn. He's still a pup being breastfed or bottle fed by Top Rank. That's his tweet. I want you to fight.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that, but it's like I don't even agree with that.
Yeah,
I said the same thing. I don't agree with that. You can't say he a pup being bottle
Again,
fed.
not at all.
So back to my question, because you said Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse, brother. The fuck Frank done?
Frank beat someone that did all the work, and that's just like Devin. Don't squint your face. Michelle beat up mad people. Frank came and took his ass off the top. So he the top. And he did it. He did it with separation. He separated. He showed you that dude wasn't on his level.
How many world champions had he beat up to that point, though? He was a world champion himself. He was a world champion himself for one. But how many world champions had he beat up to that point? I'm saying we've seen him in one fight where he showed up and he showed out truthfully. I was impressed. I'm not saying that I wasn't impressed in that fight, but he ain't done shit for whoever he stepped in there with to be the level of Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse. Because truth be told, I feel like
you're right. You're right. Lucas won a title. Frank ain't win a title. As simple as that. Lucas knocked out Lamont Peterson before he fought Danny with a left hook. He knocked out Lamont. So you're right. It's simple. You're right. I was just asking a question. Is it as great as that card? But it's a strong card.
I wanna stand on this. I wanna say that I believe the Frank and Keyshawn fight is a more competitive fight. I think that Shakur is a couple levels above Frank at the moment. Based off what we've seen and based off what he's accomplished.
Nah, for sure. I mean, obviously, Shakur being a 2-division champ, unified, yeah. I get why Shakur wouldn't fight Frank and be like, yo, he's just a contender. But it's Shakur that said, I don't duck no smoke.
No, bro, like I said, I've kept up with everything. I saw what he said, and then I also saw when Keyshawn jumped in, he like shit. I don't, he something, I'm paraphrasing, but I feel like he said something along the lines, basically like he want the top guys. He could have them. He just letting it be known that he ain't ducking nobody.
Yeah. Yo, the internet is undefeated. Motherfucking Keyshawn jumped on that tweet, was like, Core, please let me fuck him up. But he fucked up and tweeted too fast and deleted it. But the internet is undefeated, so he said, he put, Core, please let me fuck. So motherfuckers screenshotted it. They terrible. The internet is terrible, bro.
I think in some aspects, though, Earl is taking his best crack at being a promoter.
Yes, so this is his Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, you got to shoot for the stars and land on the moon somewhere.
Yep.
And hopefully, that fight does happen, because what Keyshawn is doing again is marketing himself, and he been on that.
Yeah.
I think what that fight, like Danny said, would be a hell of a lot closer than one would expect. And whichever fighter does win, it puts them in a good position. But with Frank Martin, he's playing with house money because he's the older fighter. Like, he's on the clock.
Yeah, that's why they trying to speed him.
Yeah. So, with Keyshawn, like, it's a risky fight in terms of, like, that same transition you talked about, being the guy that takes the shine from the guy. Frank Martin, if he does that, he come across as a stone collector on some, shine collector, if you will. But I think that's a good fight. I mean, we want to see him back in action. I think that's the point. And to get him, to maybe talk him into a big fight on an undercard of one of these up-and-coming Showtime fights, I think that should be the priority, and it is for Earl Spence.
And that's another thing. It's like Earl does have the ability to say, yo, we want to put you on this undercard. We want Frank on my undercard now. It's a matter of, does Bob think it's worth it for Keyshawn? Danny, you mingle more than me. What do you think? If Crawford Spence is done, obviously Core's not gonna fight Martin. But do you think they would allow Keyshawn to fight Martin on that undercard?
No.
Without promotional rights? Well, you already said no. Damn, bro, you whack. You got zero optimism. But nah, thank you for telling us the truth, though. I'm only joking with you. I mean, I'd rather hear the truth than the lie.
Yeah, no, and the reason I say that is quite simple and public knowledge. The man in question, one half of the main event, and Terrence Crawford is suing Top Rank currently. So,
but let's remember that Keyshawn, I don't want to say he said, but I feel like he said his situation is different. Definitely he said his situation is different than Crawford, and they understand what they have in him because of his Olympic background. But I mean, from a contractual side, the way that we realized Andre's previous and new contracts are different, and they're established and built so that he can go network to network to get the big fight.
I just feel like it would truthfully be a conflict of interest. When you have a lawsuit going on, you get what I'm saying? Like, when you put these events on, money is made.
But come on, how many pictures of Terrence is it in the Top Rank gym? There's a lawsuit currently happening. He's mingling with Top Rank fighters. He's in the Top Rank facility, using the Top Rank, gym. Like, he literally just put pictures that he was sparring Kelvin Davis.
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
Exactly. So my thing is this. This is the question, how big is Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence in your eyes?
I think that is... Oh, you said my bad.
It's still a big fight, especially if it happens at 47. If it happens to have it 54, it's still a good fight.
No, at 47.
At 47.
I'm going to be clear. Let me be clear. At 47, this year for all the belts, at 47 this year for undisputed.
Extremely big fight.
But secondary question, how big in the totality of boxing, where do you put that fight?
as a hardcore, it's 2 or 3 years overdue because we needed the clarification of welterweight division. As far as its commercial appeal, I think you got to tune up the band again and get back out there and explain to the casuals.
From a
why it's
historical point, I mean history. Do we say this is one of the biggest fights in the last 20 years, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years?
Yeah. I think part of the problem is we've been saying that and it hasn't happened, so nobody don't believe it. That's what I'm saying. We got to tune that back up.
Okay, so if it does, what would you say? Where does it land? Is it, is it Mayweather Canelo like? Is it Gennady Canelo? I mean,
oh no, okay. I'll give you easy comparison. Leonard Hagler. Okay. It's on that level.
Okay, Danny, for you, if this fight gets made this year, how big is it for boxing?
I think it's a big fight for boxing. I just don't think that it's gonna have the commercial appeal maybe of a Leonard Hagler. I think Leonard was a household name. Something that neither fighter necessarily is in this situation. But I think as far as significance, I think that it's the most significant fight that can happen in the sport this year.
That's crazy. Because I'm trying to find out where y'all had it to see how big it was to then turn around and say, isn't that level of exposure such a memorable card? Look at how we talk about Canelo Mayweather and we still point to it all these years in history. Isn't that moment big enough for the promoter to release his fighter to let him get that level of exposure? That's the whole point, that Floyd would have Badu, Jack, and Tank on the undercards, and it worked. Years later, Badu could get a title shot versus a champion because of his name. Years later, Tank is the new, torchbearer for Mayweather Promotions and PBC in terms of pay-per-view buys and Star. So I think being on that undercard is important for whoever does get to make it. I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong. I'm saying Bob would need to definitely look inside his heart and know and decide what's best. That's going to be a historical card, whether you're part of it or not, from a promotional standpoint. But if you could get a fighter on it. Let's
also remember that big cards means big purses, which means small purses for the undercard. You know what I'm saying? So Keyshawn, I'm almost certain, is already a six-figure fighter. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, are they gonna have, $250,000 or better to give each guy on the undercard of a Bud Earl? When it's such an expensive fight already, I don't know. But look, man, I hope it is a fight that happens. I'd love to see it.
I answer that with this. If they were able to find $3 million to give Danny and put that card on Mayweather Canelo, which is Mayweather Canelo made more money than whatever Earl and Crawford gonna make. So it's possible. It's possible. They're gonna make like Floyd and Manny.
That made a lot of money, but if you just say it's gonna make more money, then why would you have?
No. I'm saying Canelo received his check. His check is going to be higher than Earl's, and Mayweather's is always going to be higher than Terrence and vice versa. That's what I'm saying. So, like, that fight was a greater budget, and they still were able to find, and that's what I'm saying, find, because that's what the headlines were. Like, they had to find $3 million more to put Matisse and Danny on the undercard. That's what they wanted to do. Like, Richard Schaefer talked about it. We fucking glorified him for getting it done. And that's what I'm saying. If they could do that, that's greater than, like Danny and Matisse, you just said, isn't Frank versus Keyshawn. So their purses are also smaller than Danny and Lucas. So there's money for that. You can't say there ain't no money for that. There's definitely money for that. And like you say, he's a six-figure fighter.
No money. I just said that when we know when we have big main event, you typically don't have a big undercard. You get what I'm saying? You named the face of boxing.
Well, we could point to this weekend.
The greatest to ever do it on pay-per-view, and then the guy that has since took over, like Mayweather Canelo was the third highest selling paper or second highest selling pay-per-view of all time. I don't think that this one will make top 15 and top 20 because of how high the numbers are. So,
It
I
was
mean,
number three,
I'm not
Danny.
saying it's
Number
not
three.
possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't see it happening.
Well, I'm gonna go to the event on BoxRec for David Benavidez and see because I believe this undercard is strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to point to something so historical. Oh God, I'm wrong. Is Cody the main event? I'm the co-main event, or is it Colbert? I guess either
Cody
way that
Crowley.
It's
ain't
cold.
gonna work because one Colbert coming off the losses and so is Rayo. So, man, I don't know. Hey, I tried. It's still a decent undercard. This one, I'm excited for
And
this
it's also
weekend's
and it's
fights.
also it's also not a as expensive main event too, champ. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. David Benavidez and Keller Plant are more likely to get money closer to Earl and Crawford than Keyshawn and Frank. Keyshawn and Frank don't
Of
cost
course,
nothing.
of course, of course. But what that guy? What?
I'm just saying Keyshawn and Frank is not a big undercard, bro. It's like I don't think they break in the bank to make that. But whatever.
Well, when you got like you say, when they come to the negotiations, they come with your promoter, with your television. So Bob Arum, he might be the deterrent from that happening because he might want a bigger cut, and then Keyshawn got to get a cut and so on and so forth. So, you know, that
Yeah,
might
I
be an
mean,
issue.
I just think at this point they know it's getting hard to find Keyshawn opponents because of the talent. So when the talent is there, the person fighting you wants more money because he knows he's gonna lose. Um, so it's not like they got a bunch of dudes they could give him. But I guess it's easier to give him a Richard Comey and stuff like that.
But I'm not understanding why it's hard to find Keyshawn fighters though. They found him for Lomachenko. They found him for Shakur Stevenson. What makes Keyshawn any different than those two guys?
I mean, Loma brought more money to the table. You know, let Top Rank tell it, and he brings international sponsorships. And obviously TV. Loma's the one with the dates. Keyshawn's not a main eventer yet. So that he also brings the purse money.
How far along is Keyshawn from being a main event fighter though?
I mean, he gonna have to get an A
I think
plus. Let me finish. He gonna have to get an A
no.
plus versus Anthony Yiggett to be a main event on the stage we talking about. To be a main event in his hometown versus a dude he's supposed to beat, he probably just got to get an A or a B plus. But like to be an A plus, I mean to get like a Frank Martin main event, he got to get an A plus. He got to show Top Rank. That's it. He's ready. He's next level. He got to show that. Danny?
Yeah, Danny, I'm about to say yes.
Yeah, I mean, feel like he a fight or two away, really, from a main event. But as far as the difference, I mean, Top Rank was willing to throw Lomachenko in a world title fight in the second fight. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't, I just think that Lomachenko was maybe a step or two ahead than where Keyshawn was coming in. I think that perhaps he was on a similar level to where Shakur came out of the Olympics, and I feel like they kind of moving at a similar pace. Um, but yeah, as far as the hometown fight, then that's it. I mean, I could see him main eventing next. Um, I don't know if he necessarily needs an A plus against Anthony Yiggett. I feel like he just has to show Top Rank and his team that he would be ready for Frank Martin next. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that we've kind of already seen for the most part that he is, in my opinion.
I mean, I would like to see him do against Gidget what Rolly did. I mean, I would like to see him like have
That's
some
A
kind of like
plus.
knockout or something like
That's
that.
A
Like,
plus. Rolly fucking walked over that dude.
and let's be honest, man, Keyshawn was on live calling Rolly trash. He with him and Shakur was calling Rolly trash. So it's like if Rolly could do it, you got to do it too, big dog. If you calling him trash.
And if you ain't gonna knock him out, then you gotta make it. It's gotta be a fucking clinic. It's gotta be a clinic. That's what I'm saying. Like, to be a main event on that level, on that Keller Plant,
Yo,
Anthony
I ain't gonna
Durrell.
lie to you. You said A plus, but then you compared the Rolly fight. I felt like that was a B minus performance, yo.
I mean,
I was at that
from
fight
a
in
from
person.
a from a stylistic point, maybe, or a skill point, but he destroyed him. He walked over him. Was it ugly? Yeah, but he walked over him. Yigit had no shot. Like, that's what I want to see from Keyshawn. Not that you forcefully walk over him, but like, Yigit has no shot because skill-wise, he can't touch you. Just like Burgos. Burgos had no shot. It had no shot. We were waiting for a knockout because it was so one-sided. You know what I'm saying?
I think any kind of stoppage or just battering, you know what I'm saying? And if he just, if he picks him apart for the whole 10 rounds, I think some people will appreciate it, but people are they want to see the stoppage. Even if the ref stop it, the corner stop it, something like that. That's the only thing I think at this point, if we're talking about main event, hometown fight, bringing that crowd to the 7 cities, that Norfolk, Bad News, Virginia area, man, that's what it's going to be. Gotta be.
Yeah, I don't think a boxing lesson is gonna really impress people like that, man. Like just being me, you know what I'm saying? I got Keyshawn on a higher level than I got Rolly. So my expectation for Keyshawn against a similar opponent is the same thing that Rolly did. If you can't do that, then we gotta reevaluate some things.
Yep. Let me get to these super chats, fellas. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to call in, you want to give us your opinion on all the subjects, you can. The number to call, 1-425-569-5241. Don't forget to press 1 time to voice your opinion. You could also join us on Twitter Spaces and Discord. Just request to speak. We got iRock booming with the $5 super chat, just showing love. Fred Robinson, $5 super chat, says the WBC may as well stop ordering eliminator fights if they aren't going to mandate Canelo to fight the winner. What's this, David's 5th eliminator? Well, this is not an eliminator. This is an interim title defense. That's the thing. If Canelo happens to move up at 75 and wins, he might go for the Bivol undisputed. Better be undisputed. Bob might offer him that type of money. He might be able to put Better Beef in some sort of catch weight rehydration clause like Tank just to get that fight and get a huge check because he's fighting a dude that the world is going to think is going to put him in a hospital. And he might never come back. So that interim champion becomes full champion. You get elevated to full champion. So this fight is important regardless of what y'all may think. I do got some more super chats, right? Oh, no, that's it. So I am going to get to these callers. I got Al in the Bay. What's up? But for everybody tuning in, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and hit that notification bell if you have already subscribed. Al, what's up?
Yeah, before we get to Al, can I give you my synopsis on Tim Bradley, what he said real quick?
Sure. I'm glad you watched it.
So I was thinking, is Tim right? Is Caleb Plant more skilled than David Benavidez? I'm looking at it and I determine skill by how you are able to do your technique or do your game plan in the ring. And for the most part, David Benavidez's game plan works. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen it not work. So I think David's skill level is probably right there with Plant. Now we see Plant have problems later on in fights with his gas tank. We've seen it against Wi-Fi password, and we've seen it against Canelo in his last fight. He tends to slow down in the later rounds, and against David Benavidez, I don't think he's going to be able to do that. So let's hope that he has had a great camp. But I kind of see how can barely see it. Like later on in the fight, I think David Benavidez will start to wear him down and eventually get the stoppage.
Yeah, that's how the betting line sees it. I tell you that, man.
I'm kind of the other way with it. I'm not sure that, and I want to see it because again, I wasn't impressed with the Tyrone Davis win. Ness, you asked us, was Durrell the biggest win between the two of them? Sure, but how they won, is the difference, and in the bigger fights, even in the loss, I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm biased toward the boxer, but I'm looking for Plant to have that extra gear as far as the ring IQ. But if Benavidez proves me wrong and his pressure, he can maintain it for the whole 12 rounds and he can keep up. Yeah, I have no problem recognizing him as the more skilled fighter for sure.
Yeah, Danny, how many camps is this with Coach Larry Wade and Keller Plant together?
Fuck, man. I don't know. I would.
Like 4?
Nah, way more than that.
Wow, more than that.
Wow.
So because I thought he was gonna make the distance. That's what I bet. I didn't bet that he would win against Canelo. I swore he would make that distance, and I don't know now because Canelo's pressure is more mental. Am I right in that? Like he's plotting, he's walking you down, he's always in front of you, but he's not like Benavidez who's walking you down and throwing punches. Canelo is more selective. He's placing them shots. I feel like that pressure from Benavidez is going to come sooner. And if you're going to tire sooner because Benavidez does what he does at a faster pace than what Canelo does it. Am I wrong there?
Yeah, that could be the case in this fight. I don't know. I think that's for me what has to be seen. That's why I can't necessarily just say Benavidez 100%. I'm not sure.
Well, let me get to these callers. I got Al in the Bay. What up?
Yo. Straight from Pittsburgh, California. Yeah, so I thought Frank Martin turned down that fight with Shakur for the WBC eliminator.
Frank never got an opportunity for that WBC eliminator. He's not ranked in the WBC high enough. He's in the WBA.
Oh, okay.
And y'all got to be careful, man. Like Frank is like he's not ready for Shakur. In my personal opinion, like let him get a couple more fights before we put him in there with somebody like Shakur Stevens.
I agree.
I would say for Keyshawn, the only ranking that they're close in is the WBO. I guess if they decide to go that route, I think that would be an okay fight. But in the other ones like the IBO and the WBA, it's like Keyshawn is like way at the bottom in most of those. Well, he's not even in the WBA. So, in that sense, it kind of don't make sense unless Frank Martin decided to go through the WBO to, try to get a title shot. I think if that's the way, then I think Keyshawn should push Frank Martin if he can to go the WBO route, which kind of makes sense for both of them because Frank is 8 and Keyshawn is 10, but he's still far back. So, I see what Errol Spence was kind of talking about. It's kind of like, he's not, he's not in the top 5. Can't get no eliminator for him. So it'll be tough to make that fight, in my opinion. Looking at the rankings.
I mean, Keyshawn is going to be elevated because remember he fights April 8th. He's number 10. And he was 7, let me tell you. So he got dropped. He was 7 in the WBO. He got dropped some. But he's going to be elevated after the win over Yiggit. There's no way that he doesn't gain ranking after that win Yigit is a formidable opponent. He's been in there with Sandor. He's been in there with you know, Rolly. So it's a good fight. But yeah, Keyshawn is number 10. Frank is number 2 in the WBA. I don't see Frank. He's 6 in the IBF too. And Keyshawn is 14 in the IBF. But
yeah. So it doesn't seem comparable for Frank to fight him, because it's like, yeah, he probably won't benefit as much if he fight,
I mean, but we can't think
Keyshawn.
like that, because Michelle Rivera gave Frank a shot that he wasn't. Only reason he got that shot is because he had motherfucking Earl. Like, Michelle was supposed to get a shot at Tank. And look at the way the rankings look now that Michelle did that. Michelle was number 1. Now all of a sudden Ryan is number 1 and Frank is number 2. Michelle ain't even up there. Look, he number 13. All because you gave Frank a shot. So, they did it for Frank. Frank should do it too, or for Keyshawn, you know what I mean? But if you want to call in, don't forget, you got to press 1 if you're calling our landline, 1-425-569-5241. We're talking Earl Spence wanting Shakur to fight Frank Martin. Shakur wanting Frank Martin to fight Keyshawn, willing to bet $300,000. Keyshawn willing to bet $20,000. We also talking David Benavidez and the pressure of David Benavidez being too much for the more skilled fighter. That's a question mark, because Timothy Bradley seems to believe that Caleb Plant is more skilled, but that he still would fall to the pressure of David Benavidez. That fight's taking place Saturday on Showtime pay-per-view. We going out to Pop on Discord. What up?
I know last week y'all were saying y'all don't feel it, but do y'all feel it now? Like the big fight coming? Are we feeling it or no?
I mean, this weekend there was nothing. PBC didn't have a show. They tripping. They didn't have a lead-in show. Like, and I felt nothing. I'm watching everyone else other than anybody on that card. It's all Golden Boy, all Matchroom, and then the Dubai card. No mention, no advertisements. That was crazy. Like, when other people do pay-per-view, you get them cross-promotion. Look at Creed. That's why I say Creed did it the best. That motherfucker advertised on everything. And he also had everybody on his movie. Like, shout out to Michael B. Jordan. But it took a dude from North. You know what I mean? It only take a dude from North to take something to the fucking top. Pop, what up? We don't hear you. Hold on, though. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something.
I'm saying you're right though, because he had a lot of people from boxing in that movie, and you see like the zone on the ring, like you see so many advertisements. So big ups to Creed for like involving boxing more so than the original Rockies did.
Bro, he even had the Michael Harris from Atlanta in that motherfucker. Shook somebody's hand. He didn't get to say shit, but he shook somebody's hand. Tran, what up?
Yo, what's good, champ?
What up?
What's going on, Mike? What's going on, Danny? What's going on, y'all, man? Hope everybody's having a good one. Everybody tuning in, man. Big ups. Talk about a little bit of the Plant, what Bradley was saying. I agree with Timothy Bradley. I think Plant is definitely the superior skilled fighter. I have a lot of questions about David. I'm not sure how skillful he is, because last opponents was what? David Lemieux, who was over his prime, Morrell, Kyron Davis. So to me, he haven't really fought top opposition. I understand that the pressure, he has very good pressure, high volume puncher, but to deal with Caleb Plant, I don't know if the footwork is going to be there to be able to constantly pressure Caleb Plant. I know I was watching a little piece, I think they had on All Access or something, and David was saying that he was going to have to make sure he have his feet in position. So I think, the footwork, Caleb Plant obviously got the better footwork. And yeah, David has the pressure, but if you can't cut off that ring and if you have problems with your footwork, then it could be a long, long night for David Benavidez. But I think Caleb Plant, man, I think he's going to mix it up a little bit, but he's definitely by far the superior boxer and fighter to me. I think all David has
It's
is
amazing to
pressure.
me how short our memories are. It's amazing. But before Caleb Plant fought Canelo, what were we saying? Caleb Truex.
I don't know what everybody was saying. I was saying that Caleb Plant, can hang in there with Canelo because Caleb Plant has a good jab, he has quick hands, and he has good footwork. But mentally, Canelo drained him with the pressure. But David Benavidez is in no sort on Canelo level. Different pressure. Canelo pressures you mentally, he tires you out mentally, and selective shots. David Benavidez, yeah, he comes forward, he's gonna throw a lot of punches. But if I'm Caleb Plant, I would take some pages out of the Mayweather book. When he come at you with that pressure, check left hook, tie him up, put him back in the middle of the rope, put him back in the middle of the ring, stay in the middle of the ring, move a little bit, show him some stuff that he haven't never seen. I don't think David Benavidez has seen a fighter like Caleb Plant. I'm not saying Caleb Plant is this, this guy, but opposition level, this is the hardest fight that David Benavidez will be in. In my opinion. Yeah, pressure and throwing a lot of shots, but if you can't come off that ring and if your footwork is not up to par, then it's going to be hard, to me, in my opinion. Especially against a fighter like Caleb Plant and I would say like in his prime right now. I don't know if David Benavidez is going to be able to touch up Caleb Plant like that, like the past opposition levels. So to me, I don't think, yeah, it's a 50-50 fight because the pressure, and we know what happened with Caleb Plant and Canelo, but other than that, I think Caleb has more tools in his toolbox than David Benavidez. I don't think David Benavidez, have a good jab. Like I said, he's flat-footed. He can't really fight off the back foot that I've seen. He can't really fight the back foot. So, I think Caleb Plant going to show him a little bit of everything, and I think Caleb Plant is by far the skilled fighter. David Benavidez hasn't shown me anything, to be honest. They've been feeding him can mans, and he's calling out Canelo and doing this and that. But to me, I like Caleb Plant because his style. He's a boxer. He can move. He has more tools in his toolbox. But David Benavidez, tell me 5 things David Benavidez can do very, very, very well, other than pressure and throw volumes of punches.
Punch and knock people out.
Who has he knocked out, though? David Lemieux? Who has he knocked out?
Anybody who got in the ring with him damn near 23 out of 26.
I understand that, champ, but look who he's knocking out, though. Look who he's fighting. He's supposed to do that, right?
Fighting Mike Lee, Caleb Truex before Canelo. Come on, bro. Like, don't sit here and say.
But Caleb Plant, we never looked at Caleb Plant.
Before the Canelo fight, we was like, bro, Mike Lee ain't gonna get you ready for Canelo. Caleb Truex ain't gonna get you ready for Canelo. So what?
We knew that Canelo. We knew that Canelo was gonna do what he was gonna do, and we knew that Caleb Plant isn't a hard puncher. Nobody never looked at him as a hard puncher. He was a great boxer. He was the most skillful boxer in that division. And so we looked at it as, okay, yeah, he can get Canelo some problems. He can jab, he can move.
Division?
I'm sorry, you say that one more time, champ?
He's the most skillful boxer in the division.
Boxing, yeah, like boxing at speed, yes. Who's better than Caleb Plant boxing wise? Just skill boxing wise. I'm not talking about Canelo. We're talking about with him, David Benavidez, John Ryder up there now, Boo Boo Andre. Who out of all of them, the top, who's the best boxer out of all of them?
I would say Demetrius Andrade. I would say David Morrell. I would say David Benavidez. I would take all those dudes before I take Caleb Plant.
As an overall boxer, though, skill for skill,
yes.
You would take David Benavidez over Caleb?
Yes.
Ooh, really? What? Ooh,
yes.
Skill for skill? David Reed don't have no skills. All he doing is just coming forward and throwing volumes of punches. because he can't. Because somebody
sound
just
like the
the
people
other
who
guy in the
always talk
opposition.
about Wilder. Like he ain't got no skills, but he's steady winning though. Like how it
I
baffles
understand
me.
you
Like
can
how
still
you
win,
have
not
no
have skills
skills,
though.
but
You can win and still not have no skills. That's all I'm saying. You see what Wilder was doing, but as soon as he got in there with Tyson Fury, he wasn't knocking Tyson Fury out. He landed some
Plant
punches,
Fury.
but Tyson Fury was outboxing him though. So yeah, you can knock people out, but you without no skill. But once you in there with somebody that's more skillful than you, that has to me a better ring IQ than you, then all that volume punching and just coming forward, and just think you just about to just unleash on this guy. That's not going to work.
This
And I
gentleman
don't
must
think
be
that's
educated enough to be describing Caleb Plant, right?
You said what, Chip?
You was talking about Caleb Plant, right?
Yeah.
See? And I understood that
No,
without you even naming the name.
Tran, I'm gonna get to some other people though.
Salute, champ.
Ness, how you feel about what he said? Am I off base with my breakdown?
I think y'all both.
Canelo.
I think y'all both on like. Excuse me. It's about. We all go off resume. You know what I'm saying? So people are gonna now overvalue what Plant did with Canelo because he at least was in there with him. Even though he lost, subconsciously, that guy is giving him credit because hear what he's saying. He like, but who's he fought? My man, he fought literally the same level of opposition as David. Like, literally the same. David fought one current champ. Caleb fought one current champ. If you want to say Caleb fought a second current champ, he lost to him. He lost to Canelo. He beat Ustatigi. Other than those two big wins, they got the same level of opposition.
But I think there's an implied level of experience that you get from being in the ring, and that's what we've given Canelo.
That's what y'all assuming, though. That's what y'all assuming. We want to assume that being in the ring with someone better makes you better.
Well, hold on. We're assuming it, and I'm assuming it based on the knockout that I saw because Caleb Plant is not known as a knockout fighter. So coming in,
yeah, but that's also you assuming.
Yo, but I said it earlier, brother. I said it earlier. He was putting motherfuckers down with that same shit.
Exactly.
I was gonna say too. Yeah, he dropped Wi-Fi password twice.
I never once was one of those dudes on the hype train talking about Caleb ain't got no power. I always said, what y'all talking about? He dropped Ustatigi. How you go in there with the toughest opponent till date?
I never said
everybody saying you gonna get beat up by this dude, and you put him down twice, and we still saying you ain't got power. Not me.
The real uncle couldn't even drop that man
with bare fists. Bare fists. But that was the wrong one though. That was no, you're right. That was Ustatigi. You're right. I got Majid in Ohio. What up?
Yo, Ness.
Yeah. Oh shit, my bad, Pop. Hold up, Majid. I'll be right back. Go ahead, Pop.
My bad. I was making sure my shit wasn't tripping. I didn't want to talk when I was in there.
Nah, you good. You good. Apologies.
But now I was so first on like the Caleb Plant did Benavidez. I think it's like really 50-50. And like when I had joined in, y'all was talking about the shape David in. But man, Caleb in crazy shape too, bro. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a big ass fight, bro. A great fight. It's gonna be a great fight. And on the Shakur and Frank Martin
thing,
so
impressed by dude's shape. Like they're a professional athlete, you're supposed to be in good shape.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can tell that you can tell they in better shape.
Fights, like they in way better shape. Like just compare their bodies from now to like their past two, three fights.
You gotta understand.
Congratulations, you're going into a fight and you're in shape.
Nah, great. You know what it is too. They went into earlier pre-camp. Earlier pre-camp.
Mike, can I tell you something though? Mike, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, Danny, I'm letting you talk, bro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, yes, I agree. They're doing their job. They professional athletes. But the thing is, when you see these top level athletes step it up a notch, do things they ain't done, bring out a better version of themselves. Yo, you gotta acknowledge that, bro.
Word.
You have to be aware of that too, because you get what I'm saying. Me
Why
knowing
you
that
ain't been
David,
doing that though, Danny?
Nah,
Why you
but
ain't been doing
Caleb
that?
always looked crazy, brawler. Get
You
out of
think
here.
Floyd Mayweather turned to the upper level when he fought Manny Pacquiao?
Hell
Floyd was
yeah.
doing the same
Hell
thing
yeah.
he been doing.
Hell yeah.
He's doing
No.
the same
No.
thing he
No.
been doing,
No.
bro. Come
No.
on, man.
No. No.
Come on,
No.
man.
No. No. No.
Still
yeah,
running
I gotta
at 2
disagree, bro.
No.
I
a.m.
gotta,
Another
Still
I
reason,
gotta
training at 2
disagree,
a.m.
No.
bro. I
No. I
gotta
Because you know
disagree.
why?
disagree.
I disagree.
Hold
I
on, Mike.
disagree. I
Yeah, I
disagree.
disagree, and maybe my vision is a bit blinded because of at least the gyms I've been in and the guys I'm around. But it's like, nah, them motherfuckers gotta step it up a level, because if you saying they ain't stepping it up a level, then you saying that they are not growing as
Yeah.
fighters.
Yeah.
And
No, I'm
Floyd
not saying
never
not
was
growing as fighters.
satisfied.
I'm not
Floyd
saying
brought
not
in
growing as
Floyd
fighters.
brought in Ariza for the Pacquiao camp. That right there ends the argument. He had two. He had not one. Nobody yet followed Floyd blueprint, because they gonna say Floyd was just bullshit. He was trying to do mind games. Fuck you. He had two strength and conditioning coaches for that fight. Two.
yeah, think I think when it comes to like big fights, I think everybody doing it. Like even in like Tank and Ryan, Tank brought in Kenny Porter for his conditioner.
He
You know what I'm
got
saying? I
three
think everybody
trainers. He
doing
got
it, and I
three.
think it's gonna lead to like a greater fight. But on like the Frank Martin thing, I don't know if y'all seen last night, but Earl he like double back, and when like Shakur was like I got 300K, Earl was like you can save it for you and Frank. Frank not gonna fight him. Like he's saying like Frank not fighting Keyshawn.
I mean,
So,
and I
and
get
I
that.
think
And
I get that.
another thing to remember too, Mike, you said why they ain't been doing it. For some of
yeah,
these guys, it's the money. Hold on, for some of these guys, it's the money at first,
Yes.
but
Yes.
then it's having to do things, for the guy in front of you. You may not need the Kenny Porter for this one. You may not need.
So you don't
You
work
get what
as
I'm saying? That
hard. You don't work as hard. You working extra hard for this one because you need everything for this one, and that's
but
and
what we
and it
saying.
ain't
you
even
but you want
about
to
it being
start putting
extra
in
hard.
real
It ain't
work.
even no, Mike. It ain't about it being real work. It's called making adjustments, bro. So it's like, all right, cool. This shit worked. All right. How can we improve? How can we better? You know
Yes.
what? I think I got the most out of this coach. Let me bring in a different set of eyes to see what they see, to see how I can improve, how I can turn it up more. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, I promise you, these motherfuckers, at least today, they ain't satisfied, bro. They not happy. So it's like, yeah, all these motherfuckers turning it up a notch. Everybody.
Bro, and that's
In my opinion.
healthy.
In my
That's
opinion.
I think that's healthy. I think you want to let your opponent motivate you, because you know he working, so you working harder. Like, to think that Floyd didn't run extra miles or spar extra rounds when he about to fight Manny Pacquiao is insane.
I don't think he did. And that's just me.
Nah.
I think Floyd had a blueprint and he knew how good he was. So he just kept doing everything that he'd been doing over the 20-year career that he already established. He knew Manny Pacquiao couldn't fuck with him
Let's be
10 years
clear.
ago.
Let's be
Michael,
clear.
let me
I
ask
don't
you
mean
this. Let me ask you this. Do
overtraining.
you-
Before anybody tries to go that route, I'm not saying overtraining. I'm just saying, you leave no stone unturned. That phrase was in this book
So,
before we got
That's
here.
what you're supposed to do
do you
every
believe-
camp, though, Ness.
But they
do you
don't.
believe-
They don't for
And
the
who's
reasons.
gonna, and that's what I'm saying.
Nah,
Why
and-
would you
and-
wait to the
nah,
biggest
hold
fight
on,
of your
listen to
life
me.
to turn it up?
Nah,
He
listen to
told
me.
you why.
Listen to me.
You getting
No,
the real
no,
money
no,
for
no,
this
no.
fight.
Hold on.
You probably ain't getting no camp bonus. Everybody ain't Terrence Crawford getting $50,000 for camp. What you mean? Spawn partners cost money. Dudes don't even want $1,000 no more. Now they want $1,500 and $2,000 plus they hotel and food. What? Yeah. Sometimes you gotta wait for the big fight to do what the big fighters do. You gotta get on that level.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I still disagree in the sense that it's like you could go through your career leaving no stones unturned and still turn it up a notch each camp. Cause why? You got more experience. You supposed to have more money, right? Cause the more you fight, theoretically, more money you getting. So it's like, bro, I'm with guys that don't leave stones unturned, and I'm still in fucking awe because they turn it up 9, 10 camps later. Yeah.
I mean, for me, outside looking in, Danny's been in more camps with Shakur. So for me, this camp, he turned it up. My man, he need the Danny. You should, you should connect him with power hands. Cause I ain't really feeling that suit he had, but it's definitely getting the job done. My man had the fucking, it ties around the waist and puts weight on his legs. Then he has some shit on his shoulders. I mean, bruh, he turned it up by wearing a weighted suit, and he had some shit on his ankles one day. Like, he turned it up.
So, you know,
was it the first
not
time?
to take
And
away,
that's
not
for
to take
me.
away.
That's for me outside looking
And
in.
Danny,
You
do
might
me
have
a
been
favor.
seen that. You might have been seen that. But for us, the fight fans, this is the first time that's on camera.
And Danny, do me a favor. Ask Shakur if that's the first time that he used that, or have he used that?
No, brother,
prior?
no, brother. Go to youtube.com/the boxing voice. You can see him in the Conceição camp. You can see him in the Valdez camp, you know, with the weighted shorts and the weighted vest.
That's somebody who turns it up every camp, who leaves no stone unturned every camp, who don't wait till he got a big fight to turn it up. That's what I'm saying. Don't wait till you got a big fight against Valdez.
But you saying
turn it up.
that, but I'm telling you right now, he has turned it up. So now what?
And
How?
Cause he said it started for Conceição and Valdez. He wasn't wearing the Vader suit
I'm just
for
saying,
Joette.
like, bro, like Mike, I promise you, all the like, at least the motherfuckers I'm with, bro, they turning it up. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my 11th training camp with Devin. You get what I'm saying? I've seen him spar thousands around, bro. He turn it up every fucking camp. I was in awe with shit in the Cambosis camp. You get what I'm saying? And I never in my life felt that he ever left any stones unturned. It's just you bringing in a different set of eyes. You doing things, you making adjustments. You know what I'm saying? You learning from your last fights and from your sparring sessions. So now you tweaking. You know what I'm saying? Now you tweaking things. Now you adjusting your tools. You know what I'm saying? You got to put some WD-40. You got to lube your tools up. You know what I'm saying? You got to grease them every once in a while. So it's important for these guys to turn it up, and they do. I promise you, they do.
If you're on Blog Talk and you're like, damn, these motherfuckers talk too much, that's because you have impressed the number one. Majid.
Ness, what up? You can hear me?
Perfect.
Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for something. Shit, I'm looking at it like this. I guess with that with Shakur, like if motherfucking Spence talking about that Martin fight or whatever, print that paperwork and stop fucking name dropping and shit, cause he still got something we waiting for that he ain't deliver on. So him and delivering, you know what I'm saying, that shit ain't weighing up, cause we still waiting for that 147 smoke. You know, and the best bet for that dude is to stay away from Shakur if he's smart, but they gotta rush the old man, so I get it. But other than that, man, I wanted to talk about that damn Caleb Plant, that Benavidez. I'm like, we done seen Caleb Plant with stamina issues and everything. We seen plenty of fighters that was more skilled than a pressure fighter and everything, but different pressure fighters have skills to that shit. So I feel like everybody talking about Caleb Plant got more skills, like he been beating world beaters and champs and shit. You know, he going against a younger dude that been chasing this nigga for about 3 years. You know, and he said, "Oh, when you get a belt, you want to get a belt." Until he lost his shit. Now he making an opportunity to try to redeem himself. I'm telling y'all, he gonna gas out that second half, and Benavidez about to put the beats on him. You know what I'm saying? He might even get sponsored by Beats after this shit. But you know, for all the Cato Plant fans, I guess I'm
Beats
sorry
by
in advance that
Benavidez.
y'all about to have to witness. Huh? What you say, Mike?
Beats,
What up, Mike? Mike, what you say?
I said beats by Benavidez.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Bees up this weekend. No offense to my gang members, but yeah, man. Good luck, you know, and yeah, welcome back again, Mike, and all of y'all on the panel. And yeah, man, Benavidez about to whoop his ass, and they know it. That's why they trying to diminish them skills. It's almost showtime, motherfuckers. But that's all I got, man. It's over. All right.
Ohio 973. Shout out Majid. CYP California.
Yo, what up? Good weekend, good week for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Great week.
Carlos.
Now, what up? I heard somebody talking about people with skills, and you know me, I've been on this argument for years. Motherfuckers got so much skill, they hardly lose, but they ain't really got no skill. Y'all crazy. I don't know how you can win 90% of your fights, games, game, whatever. Like you go after 99% of women you go after, you get them, but you ain't got no game. You ain't got no real skill with the ladies. Only on TVV do idiots call in and say stupid shit. A motherfucker more successful at his job than you or anybody you know has ever been successful at their job, but he ain't got no skills. Let's look at it like this. Foreman, when he fought Ali, the most skilled boxer he ever fought, he did not drop Ali. Mike Tyson, when he fought Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, he did not drop them dudes. When Roy Jones fought Tarver, he did not drop him. Hearns didn't drop Hagler, he didn't drop him. Shannon Briggs, he did not drop Klitschko. What is my point here? Everybody talk about Wilder ain't got no skill. I just named you some hard-hitting motherfuckers who, in their toughest fights with the skilled boxers, did not put them dudes on the ground. Wilder did it to Fury in 2 different fights. If it's so fucking easy to knock a dude down, why the fuck didn't George Foreman at least knock Ali down at least once? Why didn't Tyson do it at least once to Holyfield and Lennox Lewis? Why didn't Roy Jones do it at least once to Tarver? 2 different fights. Why didn't Hearns do it to Hagler? You motherfuckers just be talking because you don't like somebody. Don't make a fool of yourself on this goddamn show because I'm watching everything. I see, I hear all. And if you don't like it, fuck you. Email me. CYP out.
So
He said,
so he
email
was
me.
watching the
He funny as
show.
hell.
So he was watching the show and then got distracted when they brought up Wilder. Justin, New Jersey, what up?
Why would you say he got distracted?
Yo,
though?
what up? What up?
Because somebody brought up Wilder when we was talking skill, and then he forgot that we talking fight week and Shakur and
Yeah,
Earl
brother,
and all that
but
stuff.
it's like, did we get distracted? Because we've been talking about something other than the fight week for the majority of the show
No,
too.
I brought up the Earl stuff purposely because we brought it up yesterday, but the whole panel wasn't there. So you being in the gym with Shakur and Keyshawn, I felt like it was worth bringing back up. But go ahead, Justin. What up, man?
Yo, what up, bro? What up? What up, chat? What up, CVB? But yeah, man. I just want to talk about this Caleb Plant versus Benavidez fight, man. I think Caleb Plant needs a new trainer, man. He's got big potential. I mean, Darrell was a good win and everything, but I'm telling you, like Tyson Fury probably got more stamina than this guy. You know, how you a boxer and you don't have any
Yo,
stamina?
but Tyson Fury got phenomenal stamina. Haven't you noticed?
Yeah, but he's like 100 times heavier than Plant. I mean,
that's the point. He's got phenomenal stamina. But yeah, go ahead. Don't worry.
I'm just saying they ain't no excuse for Plant not to have stamina. I mean, he's a boxer, and then Benavidez hits just as hard as Canelo. He can't throw meaningful punches when he's being pressured. He doesn't go to the body enough. Like when he was going to the body against Canelo in the early rounds, that slowed the pressure down. But for some reason, he gets away from his body attacks. I just think he needs a new trainer. And he has no time in it all. Like,
well, he brought in Stephen Edwards, and then
he did bring in a new trainer.
Yeah, then he got the great performance with Anthony Durrell under Stephen Edwards. So now he does got a new trainer. Remember that trainer did pretty well with Tyrone Davis. Obviously, Davis got stopped, but he didn't get dropped or nothing, and that was a short notice fight. He took that I think he told us 7 days or 13 days, something like that. And that's a smaller dude moving up. That was a 54-pounder moving up.
That was a good win, but I mean, Darrell ain't Benavidez or Canelo. I mean, so I wouldn't if I was betting the man, I wouldn't bet on this fight. I wouldn't bet with Plant, but that's my call, fellas.
All right. We got Khalid, Indiana, what's goody?
Yo, what's good?
What up, what up?
Hey, yo, so I think the fight, 50-50 fight, I don't want to get into like the skill argument because I think both fighters are both very skilled. I think that they might necessarily have two different styles of fighting, but I think they're both equally skilled. As far as maybe picking, I'm gonna go with David just because he the A-sider. Just all right, you the A-side, so fuck it, we're gonna rock with you. But I don't think it's gonna. I don't think he stopped Caleb, and I don't think he knocked him out. I think it go 12 rounds. As far as the Keyshawn Davis, Frank Martin, that would be a good fight to happen if they had like a belt on the line. But I mean, you got two different sides of the street. We don't got nothing in play for it. It's just kind of like to see who the better man. And I don't think Stubbs is moving like that anymore. Like I see what Earl is doing, trying to, have him fight Stevenson and all that, but they got to be some belts on the line for because like you said, Rank trying to put Keyshawn in like a certain type of, way and shit like that. Like they moving him up. They want Keyshawn to fight for belts. They might want Keyshawn and Stevenson to fight each other one day. So I don't think they're gonna make him fight Frank Martin, for no belts. And I think Earl Spence trying to move Frank Martin like a certain type of way too. So I don't see that's gonna happen. So so I got David beating Caleb, in a good fight. I think it go 12 rounds. And I don't think that Stevenson and Frank Martin gonna happen. But all right, bro, that's it, man. Y'all be smooth.
All right, champ. Go ahead out there and kill the day.
Appreciate the call,
sir.
champ.
Let's see. I got Spider Rico in Oregon. What up? Esteban.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect.
What's up, y'all?
Chilling.
I'm just calling. Yeah. We got Mike, we got Danny. Man, the calls is crazy today.
What up, champ?
What's up, G? When the guy was like that Benavidez didn't have any skills, I'm with CYP. CYP might be wild with all of his answers, but he was always right. Man, Benavidez's greatest skill is probably his lungs, because all of our bodies are different as humans. Just the way somebody could be taller than you, it's possible that Benavidez, from his genetics, the amount of oxygen that he can intake into his lungs and keep fighting, this is advanced, probably superhuman on some shit. And Caleb Plant, his brain might be clicking faster than ours, because you see what he's done. He look at a style like if Kobe watched Michael Jordan, and then his brain was able to process how to move like that. That's advanced brain power to be able to see something and simulate it like a machine. So that's what you're dealing with Plant. And I don't know who will win, because they're basically both superhuman. So it's basically whose ability is greater than the others, like a cartoon or something. It's gonna be crazy. The guy who said that Benavidez couldn't box, okay, a lot of times when you see boxing, or even if you watch a picture like an art, nobody will appreciate it until the art is done, until Caleb or Benavidez maybe die, because they're artists. What Benavidez is doing, he's punching and pivoting at the same time, stepping forward, switching stances, and still able to throw a shot, which is really difficult. But he's doing it seamlessly. But sometimes while he's doing that, how Nestor always says, he becomes straight up. And that's when Plant has to plant his ground and boom, in between shots, and he can do it. We've seen him do it. So it might be over for Benavidez if he tries his main attack is punching and pivoting, which at times leaves you vulnerable. So we'll see. And I just wanted to say that. And have a great day, y'all. Peace.
Esteban,
Yeah, man.
Thank you for calling in.
I think, dude, onto something, man. I think folks get skill and talent kind of confused. Talent is being able to like use your God-given abilities and incorporate that skill into a package where you can go out there and dominate. And I think Benavidez does it at a high level, and Caleb Plant does it at a high level. I just have more faith in what Benavidez is able to do because in more than one fight, I've seen Caleb Plant slow down in the end. Caleb Truax, Wi-Fi password, Canelo. That's three right there that off the top of my head where he slowed down. And if you slow down against Benavidez, we know from round 1 to round 12, he is coming. Pause. He is coming though. He's coming as hard as he was in round 1 and round 12. So in Caleb Plant just does not have that lung capacity, in the words of our friend that Benavidez has, in my opinion.
I got Bones13, $2 super chat. He says, why is DAZN having the Ryan fight on pay-per-view? Same reason the Canelo fight's on pay-per-view. They don't want to pay for those guarantees anymore the way they were when they were making a splash. Any of you guys want to,
I thought it had to be on pay-per-view though, like, because it's on pay-per-view on PBC, like they can't give it away for free. Yeah. If they are like nobody would buy PBC's pay-per-view. They just buy DAZN for a month. You know what I'm saying? So they have to.
Rod in the 870 $5 super chat says, I had to super chat for this combo. Mike and Ness were MJ, Michael Jordan and Pippen, Shaq and Kobe. Born and Wade of YouTube boxing. Who the fuck is Braun and Wade?
Damn,
LeBron and Dwayne Wade. Damn.
Oh, Braun and
I
Wade.
ain't gonna lie, Ness. You can beat Jordan. After what I heard this past weekend about Scottie Pippen, I kind of want to be Scottie Pippen for a little while.
What he do?
Yo, no, and Mike, don't put out misinformation.
I'm not. You put it out.
She said, so his ex-wife, Larsa Pippen, said during her marriage, she was fucking 4 times a day. She didn't specify with her husband. She just said during her marriage, they was fucking 4 times a day.
You terrible, bruh. Why would you do that? Yo, shout out to his son, and his son out here bagging shit.
Son now, if she fucking a teammate's son now, I wouldn't, yeah.
All right, we got... Well, anyway, he said, fire emoji. We need more of this pairing. 100 emoji. TBV at its best. Salute to you, Rod. From your lips to God's ears. We got Rod in the 870 with another one, a $2 super chat. He says, I had Plant up 5-4 versus Canelo going into round 10. I ain't gonna front. I probably had Plant up, but I was just really rooting and hoping he made it the decision because I had all my eggs in the basket on him just making it the decision. But do you guys remember your scorecards?
I don't know what I had him at, man. I just know when he started talking and he pissed me off, man. Like
everybody got mad. I ain't get mad at that.
Talking to that nigga, man. Box his ass.
I wasn't mad at that. I wasn't mad at that. I looked at that shit like when I'm on the court and I cut your ass up. Like, yeah, fool, you thought I couldn't play, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Last time you was on the court,
bruh, years. But let me tell you, when I did, I dunked. And I had it on Twitter Live, so my audience, whoever's still around, they could vouch. They seen it. At one point, I was playing with my son every weekend at the park. I still got it, though. You kidding me? Because I'm boxing at a high level.
We ain't got to go that far back, bro. We ain't got to go that far back.
Yeah, I dunked.
Just ball up Diego Pacheco and
I dunked on Pacheco. I dunked on Pacheco. Who could fucking say that? I dunked on Pacheco. In his house. Like,
yo,
fuck out of here. Shout out to Danny, yo. Danny played his heart out. Didn't you have flip-flops? Yo, Danny.
Bro, I was in the flip-flops and the chanclas. I was balling out.
Bro,
and
my
this
man.
fat Danny, too. This before the weight loss.
And Danny, yo, he went straight. Like, he was about to hit the house, bro. He went straight and he lost his footing for trying to steal the ball. And he stole that shit, bro. Nah, we played our heart out, yo. We played our heart out. Yeah. Hell yeah.
A couple clips on camera. Yeah, Madison, bro. I got a video where the video Madison got of me. I pump fake. Rayo got him to jump and then put that bitch up.
That shit was an official moment in life. Let me see. I think I might have my
Shout out to
card.
Ness, they saying you was dunking on the 8-foot rim. Ness, they trying to clown you.
Hey, Mike. I can only play on the court you put in front of
It
me.
ain't my rim. It ain't my rim,
And
bro.
guess what else? That's what they say. Allegedly 8 foot. We ain't measure it.
Shout out to Pacheco for getting that big win.
And
Last weekend?
Oh
Was it last-
versus
he went up to England.
Bro, my
and
boy
whooped their ass.
yesterday was swimming with the sharks. He went like he was in the cage, went underwater,
Pacheco?
and yeah, and was with all the sharks and shit.
Crazy. So I'm looking
Bro,
at
I
my
watched the video.
scorecard. I did have Canelo up I did have Caleb Plant up. It says on my card I had him up. You want to know by how many rounds? At the time of the stoppage,
About 3 of them.
at the time of the stoppage, I had Plant up. Are you supposed to score the 10th round?
No.
Oh, you're not supposed to.
You can't.
You're not.
If he got knocked out in the 10th round, then you can't score because it didn't
All right,
conclude.
so I gotta erase that. So my shit is official. Damn. So that means you only score until the 9th. So yeah, I had an 85-86 Plant.
Oh wow, 5-4.
85-86 Plant. And you could tell I was happy. And then he fucked up. He should have never talked, man. He made Canelo turn that gear on. Like, oh, you think it's sweet? Hold up, Papi. I got another gear. He should have just kept coasting. He was coasting. Let me go to Big Boss Nino.
Y'all think Caleb Plant more skilled than Billy Joe Saunders?
More skilled than Billy Joe Saunders.
Billy Joe was winning that fight. Billy Joe was winning that fight before he got his goddamn eye fucked up.
Man,
I don't know about
Caleb
that.
was doing better than Billy Joe. Caleb was doing better than Billy Joe.
Yeah. No, I thought Caleb was doing better
Hell
than Billy
no.
Joe.
Y'all tripping.
I was at both.
Yo, gang, you can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yo, I peeped the show yesterday. I didn't even get to watch it, dog. But I seen the title of it. Y'all niggas was laughing at me when I said Frank Martin over Shakur a month or so ago.
Over.
Dog.
Ain't nobody picking him over. We just saying he would be the A side if Earl makes the offer.
Yeah, I ain't even get to watch the show, but I ain't know y'all was talking about the A side or whatever. Y'all think Frank Martin will be an A side over Shakur?
No, if Earl's the one sending the offer to them, who's the A side? How you gonna be the A side? If Earl's sending the offer, he getting the money from Espinoza. Like I mean, I don't understand how it's gonna be on Top Rank, but I'm paying you on your network where they supposed to pay you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Cause I was gonna say that I didn't even know how that would work anyway. They ain't even on the same. But I don't think that fight gonna happen soon. No way though. To be honest, I don't think that shit. Yeah, I think that shit just all talk, man. But like I said, I'm still fucking with Frank over Shakur, man. I don't know. I just think Frank a little different. But about the whole Timothy Bradley thing, he Timothy Bradley pretty much been picking Benavidez this whole time. I listened to a couple of his fight hype interviews. I like Bradley insight, dog. Niggas be sleep on Bradley. Pretty much, you feel my community. They be talking shit about him, but I fuck with Bradley, dog. He nice, and I think Plant gonna do what he got to do. I think pretty much the only way we think he can win is if he outbots Benavidez. You feel me? And it's like shit. If we lose, it's just gonna be like it's what we expected. Like he couldn't survive the storm. You know what I'm saying? Like pretty much what the title say, the pressure. And I just think that's what's gonna happen, man. I think Benavidez is gonna be on him too much, and if Caleb got enough pop to make him respect him, then it should be easy work for Caleb because I do think he can bag in about 5-6 easy rounds, just hitting him easy off the jab, moving his legs and whatnot, footwork, just piecing him up in there, pretty much like he was doing with Canelo at first. But I think Benavidez just gonna be coming at him so much, you know what I'm saying? I think his pressure gonna be way more than Canelo, dog. But I think it's gonna be a pretty good fight. I'm still going with Benavidez. It's pretty much like a 60-40 fight in my opinion.
But if Caleb win, I won't be shocked at all. But I'm pretty much leaning toward Benavidez on this, and I ain't gonna take up too much time. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button. I'll get with y'all later.
All right. Nino, keep calling in. Appreciate it. Fellas, I just screen shared Shakur's latest response to Yella Beezer. See if you could break that down for me. I mean, it's hard to understand. Did y'all see it? Y'all should have seen it by now.
I'm still waiting on it, champ.
Make sure it ain't passed you by, because I already took it down. I had it up. She keeps on passing me. I'm going to try and read it, but then you see it and try to put it together. So he's responding directly to that bet tweet of Yella Bees, and he says, EJ not gone. EJ not gone, little bruh. Put your mans in the blender. He'd rather send him this way to cooked. Hands up emoji. So obviously he missing some words because he rushed the tweet. But what do you think he meant?
So he's saying EJ not gonna send little bro to put your mans in the blender. He'd rather send him this way to get cooked.
So, but I don't get it. So what is he saying? That Keyshawn would do him worse than he would do him? Because if you get in the blender, man, you is done. And if you cooked, you done. I mean, I don't know, but blender sound more brutal, bloody. I mean, you chopping it up.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think, it's like who the blender, who whatever they saying Frank ain't worth the time. I think I kind of hear a back door, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna send him here. I'm gonna send him there. You know.
Well, he's saying Earl ain't gonna send him to Keyshawn. If that's how y'all interpret it, he's saying Earl won't send him to Keyshawn. He'd rather send him to Shakur to get cooked.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
I'm telling you, it's hard.
It's so many. He missed so much shit in there. Like, I don't know who the blender. I don't know who the cooker. I don't know who the shell. Like, are we making a smoothie? Are we making a burger?
We gotta ask the expert. Danny, you be around him more. What up? What you think that means?
Burger and shake.
What do I think? What mean? Put him in the blender?
The tweet, man. Damn, why you always do this? You a fucking mood killer.
I was trying to see what words he could be missing. I think he tried to say EJ not gonna put little. Yeah, see that. Yeah, EJ not gonna let bruh put your mans in the blender. He rather send him this way. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna ask him today. I'm gonna be with him today. Should be.
All right, we're going to move on. I got Rolling with the Punches with a $2 super chat. He says, David missed weight twice on a scale. I don't think it was twice. Was it twice? I thought it was only once when he lost the belt.
Who?
David Benavidez.
I know he lost the belt on a scale once, but I'm trying to think if he's missed weight more than once.
I don't think he has missed weight more than once. But real quick, I want to make an announcement to anybody calling in at 1-425-569-5241. Make sure you're pressing 1 so you're not just sitting there on hold waiting around. I see a bunch of guys, Harlem World, Wade. Who else is there? I can't even remember some of these numbers. But yeah, if you don't press 1, there you go. Elio.
Maybe he got like a new ninja he want to use.
Yeah, what up?
What up, brother?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yes, sir. I want to give my impression on David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant.
All right.
This is a fight that I'm rolling with David Benavidez, maybe 65-45. I understand the only problem I got with Benavidez is that
yeah, it can't be 65-45, dog.
I mean 55. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, all right.
What I mean is most of the fight of David Benavidez have ended on a stoppage. It's not that he has a one-punch power like Canelo Albert has. I believe Canelo Alvarez have more power than David Benavidez, and I don't know how he's gonna fight with the back feet on the air, because Caleb Plant is always gonna keep it on the front feet, and all the power comes from the back feet standing on the ground. So I don't know how he's gonna have the power standing in the front feet like that.
All right, is that it? That's all? Thank you for.
Yeah, that's it.
All right,
That's it. That's all. That's all. Have a good one.
Thank you for calling in. New Orleans, stand up. Looks like I got Hawk. Oh, you're gone. You're gone. If you're on Blog Talk, don't forget to press that one button at least one time. That's going to let me know you're ready to rock and roll and come on the show. I see Wade, Eddie, James Payne. If you don't press one, I won't know. I got Hawk also. Let me know what's up. All right, Hawk, what's going on?
Yo, TBV, good morning, fellas.
Morning.
What's up? What's up? Hey, man, I think it's going to be a great fight with Caleb Plant and Benavidez. But I got Benavidez being a little too much for him, but I got Caleb Plant using that stab jab to the body to keep Benavidez off balance.
Darrell had a lot of success with that, but he got away from it, though.
Off balance with that. He's going to have to come up with a plan for that, because that will work with Benavidez, because he constantly comes forward, and a lot of times, if you notice, Benavidez has his feet together. You know, that's when he got dropped out. What is it?
Gravel, but that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Remember,
Yeah.
people were saying Canelo got hurt by Cotto brother for years, man. We got to forget shit.
No, listen to me. I'm not knocking Benavidez. Benavidez is my guy. What I'm saying is that is a situation where he brought his feet together. He does that a lot in the fight. He just got caught off balance. He ain't hurt Benavidez with that shot. It was a balance shot. And Caleb Plant, you know what I mean, is a steady, consistent boxer. So if you're going to be, you can't be dozing off. You can't be just rushing in. You really got to be on your Benavidez got to be on his game plan the whole time. And he can't have his feet coming together like that. Because a balance shot still is a knockdown. Whether it hurts you or not, it still is a knockdown. And that's what he got him with. It was a simple little jab shot that just knocked him off balance. But as far as what I was talking about with Shakur is saying that either way, Earl Spencer's his guy. Either way, he's getting burnt. He's gonna get blended over there, and he's gonna get smoked if he come over there. He's saying either way, he's gonna lose.
For sure. That's definitely.
But yo,
obvious.
that's my call. That's my call. Great show, fellas.
All right, Hawk, you the man. We going out to my fault or hating my. I have hate in me.
Yo, you can hear me?
Perfect.
Yeah, I wanted to. I feel like stirring the pot a little bit. Especially with people think CYP be saying a lot of right shit. I feel like he be wrong about a lot of shit, but he talk loud, so I can understand why they might agree with him. I agree with the guest y'all got. People get talent and skill mixed up, but I think it's him that's getting talent and skill mixed up. I think skill is something like not everybody can do a pull counter consistently, right? Floyd was always doing pull counters. Not everybody can do the Canelo where he fake up top and he hit the body, but he's also distracting you with the offhand and he's hitting you to the body with the lead hand. Those are skills. You obtain those skills. Now, talent can be used a plenitude of any way that you seem like Wilder can do, like landing that. He always lands that right hand every single time. But are you necessarily saying that it takes skill to land just the right hand? Look what happened whenever the right hand was taken away. He dropped everybody, but he still got outclassed. His skills wasn't up to par. Now, the dude was saying David Benavidez don't have skill. That is not true. 100% not true. This is a very dangerous fight for Plant. It's more than just coming forward and throwing punches, because that's not easy. That's not easy at all. And also we have to put in there that David Benavidez doesn't get hit that much as people might think he does. Now he does get hit with some shots, but for a dude that comes forward, you would think he would get hit a lot. He doesn't. But Plant is very selective. So I don't agree with what CRP was saying. I would give the edge to Benavidez, but I do like boxers more. So I would have to go with Plant, and which I don't agree with him. The guest that said Benavidez is the better boxer. He is the better pressure fighter, but not the better boxer. He's not as defensively sound as Caleb, but he does have a good ass jab, just as good as Caleb. He does jab very well, and he lands over 38% to the body. So I think it's gonna be a good ass fight. And if it's not going 12, we know damn well it's gonna end before 10. So there's that. And with the Keyshawn versus Frank, the dude was mad about it, saying EJ got to fight Terrence. It's a whole different fight, man. Keyshawn and Frank are more or less on the same level. That fight should be very easy to make. Or if anything, it could be on an undercard, and we could have ourselves a great ass fight night. We already got a good load of fights this year. So that's my call, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out TBV.
Appreciate you, champ. Thanks for calling in. And if you guys are enjoying the content, be so kind as to send a super chat. Is going to help with the keeping this show going and keeping the lights on. Obviously, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where Danny's bringing you all the greatest interviews coming from the Shakur camp. He's in camp with Shakur, Keyshawn, and Jarrett. Devin will be back soon, but the channel's definitely being updated daily. So check it out. We're going out to Copy Cool. What up?
Hey, Earl.
You?
What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on? Man, just quick, man. I think that a lot of people are not giving this kid playing a chance, and I actually favor him over Benavidez, man. I feel like he's gonna outbox Benavidez. Like that kid Ozaga, whatever the Venezuelan kid. People forget how Plant destroyed him, and Benavidez and him have very similar styles. Yeah, he doesn't throw as much as Benavidez, but he's squared off all the time, coming forward, trying to attack the body, throws bunches of punches when he's inside. And Plant had a plan to pick him apart. So, I mean, I think Plant could outbox him and get the decision. Yeah, everybody's taking this Benavidez pressure. They looking at the Canelo fight and feel like just because Canelo did the same thing to him, pressured him and hurt him, that's what Benavidez is gonna do. Remember, Benavidez really hasn't fought nobody, man. The biggest name on Benavidez' record is Lemieux, really, and that's a 60-pounder. So
Anthony Durrell, bro. Anthony Durrell was WBC
yeah, but
champ.
we always. But see, the thing with Durrell, man, we always knew Durrell had a glass chin, man. The brothers, they all known for touching. Yeah, they all known for touching the ground. You can't tell me that one fight they touched the ground.
Champ, as a Puerto Rican, Tito Trinidad touched the fucking ground how many times? Clear that up for us.
No, absolutely. Every fucking fight. But
so what does it matter that Durrell gets knocked down and gets up? Ain't nobody knock him out but Plant and Benavidez.
No, but what I'm saying by that is that we knew that he could get dropped. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to put.
Bro,
when
we
I put
knew
that.
Tito could get dropped. It didn't make him a lesser fighter. That's what I'm saying.
No, it didn't. But we knew that already. You saw him with that little.
Let's be clear. Just to put it into perspective, like there's no way you can say Durrell and Gamboa are the same. Like
no, hell no.
All right, Gamboa goes down way more than Durrell. Like Durrell wasn't known. I don't think Durrell was chinny like that. I don't know what you talk. Who put him down? Who put him down? Mike, anybody remember who put Durrell down? And I'm talking Anthony. I don't think nobody put him down, man.
Who? Cole? No, but they put him
David
down a lot.
and Caleb Plant put him down, but outside of those two, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what this caller is talking about. He got a chin. He ain't got no chin.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm looking through his resume. It says Hernandez down.
It's not. Yeah, wait. Is it Anthony or is it because the brothers? They always get me confused. Andre and
I don't see Darrell
Um,
down nowhere in his career, man, except for the
But he was
Benavidez.
getting beat by eardrum, and that's enough for me.
Bruh, that ain't Chinny though. Chinny is
Yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah.
Chinny is
I'm not calling
Gamboa.
him Chinny. I'm
Chinny
just
is
saying he.
Gamboa. Chinny is
It's
Trinidad. Them motherfuckers
it's
is Chinny.
Andre. It's Andre, not Anthony. Andre, the other brother that get dropped all the damn time.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even think
Andre,
Andre Durrell get dropped all the time. Like, I
he
mean, I
got dropped
remember
by
Carl Froch
Rostov
putting him
halfway.
down, and Ustati. Okay, Ustati was a puncher. Like, we talking about two dudes. You fought 30-something times. You get dropped twice, and you Chinny? Y'all tripping, man. I got a counterpunch, Scott. Be cool. Go ahead. You know.
Why you putting me with him? Like, why you saying y'all? Like, I didn't say he was Chinny. Shit, I'm just bringing up the people that dropped him. I get kind of sisters right there. My bad.
He got. I definitely. One of the brothers. One of them. Dumb brothers is Chenny. But anyway, um, yeah, it kind of you kind of threw me off when you started saying about the rag. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, but as far as the Shakur and Martin, they need to leave Martin down there, man. He gonna fuck around and become a Mount Love. He get up there too quick. He need to chill out, take his keep on finding these contenders, get his name up before they feed him to the wolves, and then he become another Mount Love. But that's my call, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right. CYP counterpunch numero uno.
This should be good.
Damn, that was bell loud as hell. Listen, I'm trying to be nice, and it's a good week. Got Caleb Plant fighting. It's funny. I got a call on Friday. Talked for about an hour. It was to my man Wade. Larry Wade, the best strength and conditioning coach in boxing, one of the best coaches in the world. We talked about an hour about boxing. He talked to the loudmouth dude who's always wrong, who just talks real loud. It's funny because we were talking about this on the back call. I literally do not talk about myself until one of you bitches put me down. I literally do not do it. I don't care to boost me up. I care to boost the people I train up, people around me up. But it's always here where somebody got to call in and put me down when I make a lot of money to be right. That's my job, motherfuckers. My job is to be right about sports. Right. Correct. My job is not to be right on TBV. Like, I literally have a job that I have to be right in. Coaching 2 world champions in the NFL Super Bowl champion, world champion, man, listen, I ain't even got to go through all that bullshit. You can disagree with me, cool. But to insult me, my intelligence, when this is what I do for a living and you don't, I don't come into McDonald's mad because you didn't put the proper mustard and pickles on my burger, okay? I just eat that shit, deal with it, and come back because guess what? Just like you, this burger ain't that damn important. But when somebody come work for me and they ask me, yo, my kid is this, my kid is that, he's getting to college, what can we do? Hey, I'm having trouble with Nike. Could you rearrange this? Could you call some people, see if I can get a better contract? I gotta be right. When somebody comes to me for a bodybuilding competition, I got to get them right to go on stage and walk through. I got to be right. When a soccer girl comes to me and says, I haven't made my team, I want to play varsity, I get her to be a starter. I am an all-around world coach. I'm actually kind of famous with my coaching. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Please don't disrespect me on this stupid-ass fucking show. Keep it about boxing because it's getting out of hand on this motherfucker. CYP just loud. He's mostly wrong all the time. Nigga, please. If I'm wrong, TBV sucks as a show. And we know this is the most awesome show on motherfucking YouTube. And CYP is the greatest caller you motherfuckers have ever heard. And if you don't like it, email me. They'll probably do something about it. CYP out. Fucking dickheads.
James Payne, what up?
Yo, once again. Yo, it's me, the ambassador of the great state of Tennessee. It's your boy James P-A-Y-E-N-E, Mr. Lethal himself. Like I know. The best part of waking up. TBV in my cup always, man. Shout out to the alumni made this slogan world famous. Shout out to Folgers, but I'm still drinking Maxwell House. Man, when I listen to a lot of the predictions, a lot of the viewpoints of guys on the Benavidez Plant fight, guys are really high on Benavidez and with good reason. I mean, he looks very impressive. He's appeared unstoppable at times, you know what I'm saying? Very intimidating from appearance to ring presentation. But you know what I'm saying? He's still a student of the Benavidez household. And one thing I noticed about those crop of fighters, they have a lot of vulnerabilities. They just never been in a position where someone could exploit those vulnerabilities because David has a way of overwhelming his opponents. I think that preparation for this fight was key for Caleb. I have no doubt that he has done optimum in preparation because that's what Caleb does. And I also feel like Caleb's exposure to the big stage has prepared him for this stage. And so I don't think that there's no cause for concern. I feel like with Davis' reach and his size advantages, Caleb can neutralize those with movement. There's no reason to be panicky. And a lot of people always say, you don't have David winning too many ways. Like, I don't hear people saying, oh, David's going to outbox Caleb. People are just like, oh, David's going to stop Caleb. But I see numerous ways that Caleb could defeat David. And now people are even having questions on if Caleb could potentially hurt David. And then the counter to that is, oh, well, he's never been hurt like that before. But, I mean, this is boxing, so men are throwing punches at each other. So all it takes is a punch or two sometimes to do imminent damage to somebody. So with that being said, I agree with another previous caller with the stab jab to the body on David. I've been saying that since they announced the fight, being that David has such a large torso, and when he's throwing multiples of punches, a lot of the times he's square up. And I see that as an opportunity to set traps and also be very evasive with angles and counter. So I got Caleb for the win. It's a Tennessee thing. Tennessee stand up, man. We're going to be high-fiving and putting L's in the air and shit and goddamn celebrating another Caleb Plant W, man, in a great position. You know what I'm saying? But let the better man win. And, that was my call, man. Y'all know what it is. The illest, trillest, dopest boxing podcast in the motherfucking galaxy, man. Third rock from the sun, astrologically. I am James Payne, Lethal, the blue-collar bullet. Finna get back to some blue-collar bullet shit, you know what I mean? I'm going to holler at y'all.
We got a super chat from Pod Cash that says, what's CYP's social media? I got to follow that guy. I've been screen sharing it since before I read the super chat to give you an opportunity to see it. So it's Claim Your Position, CYP. Shout out. We got Rocky in the 954. Rocky, what is up?
What up, TVV? Good morning.
What's goody?
Yo, wanted to touch on that Benavidez and Plant. Buenos dias. Yo, listen, my heart is with Plant, but my wallet got to be with Benavidez, man. I think if Plant goes in there and tries to outbox Benavidez, there's not enough stamina in the world to be able to do that for 12 rounds. Like, he's really going to get wore down by the end, and I see him getting stopped late, especially with that shoulder roll. That shoulder roll is shaky, man. Like, once you get past the first two punches and you kind of, like, hunched over, there's nowhere to go. And Plant doesn't tie you up like Floyd used to. So I see that being like a detriment for Plant. I see him getting stopped. The only way, and this is just, of course, armchair quarterback, but if I was in Plant's team, I would say step to him. I would say you got to bully the bully. Don't outbox him. Fight that motherfucker. Stab, jab to the body, right hands, and fight him. I mean, I've never seen Benavidez get pushed on his back foot. Kind of like Canelo had to do against Triple G. And,
we seen Ponce try to do that to Sabrina Matias, and that didn't work out well.
Yeah, but that was only one round, and that was that fight. That ain't this fight.
I mean, he might have to live by the sword, die by the sword. I mean, you want to get knocked out going back, or you want to
wheelhouse. If you come to me and give me what I want, that ain't gonna work out good for you.
But are you though? Because I never seen nobody push this motherfucker back. He likes to hunt you. I never seen him get hunted before.
That's
if
true.
You can put that pressure on him, wrap him up, But yeah, I mean that'll just make the fight interesting and different because I think that Benavidez is expecting to hunt down Plant, So yeah, that was pretty much my perspective on it, man. I appreciate you guys for taking my call.
Appreciate you calling in, champ, voicing your opinion with us.
Yes, sir. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to smash that thumbs up, man. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. We're trying to get to that next goal of 166,000. It really is something I want to do this week. So come on, be a friend. Let me go out to Counterpunch from Majid in Ohio. If you don't know what a counterpunch is, let me take the time to let you know. Obviously, when you throw a punch, you want to block that shot that's coming and counter back with the opposite hand. Sometimes if you're great enough like Ward, you can actually counter parry with the same hand. But that's in boxing. So in the boxing voice terms, a counterpunch is you kind of feeling like you got something else you want to say. So we only give everybody one call because there's so many callers, so many different ways to call in, even internationally, which means you have to pay $5 either Cash App or doing a $5 counterpunch on YouTube's super chats. Just put the words counterpunch or the abbreviation CP. That being said, we got a counterpunch from Majid in Ohio.
Hey, what's up? What's up? I'm clear.
Perfect.
Yeah, man. I seen that y'all had through CYP his little social media out, so I was gonna just take time to tell people that if they ain't bringing no substance or no extra money to his shit, not to go on there. Because you got haters and stuff that's damn near stalking his personal life, and if it's boxing, we need to keep it there. So get your counter punches up, go on your wallet, spend your little bread and shit. But man, if you ain't liking and sharing to promote his shit, hop off. It's y'all going way too far, man. We all a boxing family, and people been going a little bit far and everything. He crazy as fuck, but let's keep it crazy with the boxing, man, because people been taking it too far. So I just wanted to jump in and say that shit real quick, man.
All right, champ. We got a super chat from Kansas City, Mad Bent 100 that says the Mexican monster devours the plant. Looks like we got our own New York City correspondent, Saquon Jones, also has his own movie streaming service. So you actors out there, you might want to contact Saquon, man. He's got his own little Netflix going on, and he produces a lot of movies, and he still hasn't connected on Twitter. Don't know what's going on. He might not connect, and we might have to move on and go to someone else. Saquon, all right. We going out to Info Joe, California. What up?
Yo. What's up, my brothers? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Info.
Hey, man.
What up,
shout
Joe?
out to you, brothers, man. Yo, what up, Danny? What up? King Ming. What up, Mike Ross, the boss? Yo, first things first, man. Shout out to the boxing guys for this fight, man. We got White Chocolate versus the Mexican Monster. I heard a lot of y'all breakdowns, man. Good breakdowns. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I'm edging it to the Mexican Monster. I think the volume of Benavidez is going to be the difference, man. I don't see Caleb Plant catching and shooting 3 and 4 5 punch combinations. And I hear y'all talking about the stab jab, but every time he stab jab, he's taking a chance of an overhand right coming down on him. I like Plant. He a skilled boxer, but I think in this fight, it's really about styles in this fight. I don't see Plant output being enough to keep Benavidez off of him. Only I see Plant, if he can back Benavidez up, I think he can win. But if he don't, the pressure and the volume punching. My thing is the volume punching. Dude throw about 4 or 5 punch combinations every time. Long jab, every time. Plant is going to have to step out on the angles each time because the reach of Benavidez, he's going to clip him on the way out. So his best way is to go in and try to smother Benavidez on the inside. But if he can't do that, I got the Mexican Monster all the way. For the best news, breakdown, and previews, the #1 pound-for-pound boxing podcast on the planet, TBV. Make sure you smash the thumbs up, subscribe. These dudes is doing pound-for-pound work. That's all I got, gentlemen. Everybody have a blessed, no-stress day. Peace.
All right, Info
Joe, we appreciate
Joe.
you, champ.
Definitely appreciate you, champ. Saquon, I have invited you to speak. Trying again. And in the meantime, in between time, I got Buffalo Falls, Davidian. What it do?
Yo, what's good? What it do, Ness? I
In
mean,
Jesus' name.
Annie, and Big Mike. What's
What
good
up,
with
man?
y'all?
Salute, Davidian.
Salute. Yeah, nah, I'm excited. I can't wait for the press conference this week just to see how it goes down because I know that's about to be fire because it's truly like they really don't like each other, so they gonna settle it on Saturday. But for me, I'm going with Caleb Plant. To me, I feel like he's the more cerebral fighter. I like what Breadman has done with him. He's looking a lot better than before. I feel like he looking real sharp. So I just feel like, I know David is a really good fighter. And if you go back when David won his one of his WBC belts, whatchamacall was at the bottom of the stairs. Caleb Plant, that being, he's always wanted to smoke. So this afraid and all that is just not the case. He been wanting to smoke with David. So all that monster stuff, we'll see Saturday, but it is a 50-50 fight. I see, whatchamacall has got some good hands, like the hand speed and the power, but so does Caleb. I feel like David gonna have to be careful with all that squaring up and all that because it's boxing. You get hit with the wrong shot, you're gonna end up on your back pocket. So to me, I
Ain't no
got
pockets in boxing.
I love boxers. I got the more cerebral boxer. I feel like he's got the better camp, better trainer. Yeah, I got Caleb Plant all day, twice on
Damn.
Sunday.
Better
But
trainer. Meanwhile, a dude came from the mud. His father made his son a world champ, and now he makes his other son another world champ. Wow.
Talk your talk,
How
Davidian.
many world champs Breadman got?
nah. Nah. Shout out to Senior for having two sons. That's been good. But I don't like the way Senior talked though to fighters. Even Canelo said that. So I just don't like the way he
Yo,
be
what's
talking
wrong
like
with?
he ever been in
Nah,
the ring.
nah, nah,
Give
nah,
him
nah, nah.
props. He's
People,
got two
people
sons. I
love
get that.
Angel
I get
though,
that. He's got two sons, but he be talking reckless. I feel like,
and
and
Angel
I got
Garcia
Caleb
didn't
Plant.
start that. Angel Garcia didn't start that. Sometimes you got to be the
Angel, oh,
talker for your
Nah,
son.
it was Ruben
you're
Guerrero.
right. You're right. Angel
But
Garcia is pretty.
was they
He's pretty.
calling
I
fighters?
forgot
And
about Angel
this ain't.
Garcia,
I'm not taking
but
up for
I miss
nobody.
him.
It's me being
That's
for
true.
real.
That's
Was they
true.
calling fighters
That's
bitches
true.
and
That's true.
bums?
Who? Bruh, I'll
That's
call
true.
you a bitch and a bum if my son was David, because I know I got a motherfucking dog on a leash.
I'm telling you. The
But
fuck is you
nah, I
talking
got
about?
Caleb.
Fuck,
I
let
Shit.
him
love
off
the
that
show.
My
leash.
son
What you
finna
want
God
my
bless
son finna
y'all.
fight you. Ain't that
That's my
respect?
call.
Fuck out of
And
here.
God bless the
What
back
they
row.
say
Shit.
about them live
Especially
Hey,
dogs,
the
though?
thing
hey,
is,
David.
right? That's the thing.
Especially when you
All I'm
fight
saying.
my oldest son.
Yeah.
Like all that shit out the
Caleb
window.
smacked Jose, bro.
Yo,
Like
I just
you
yo
smacked the
no.
son I
I hear
named
you. I'm
after
just saying
me. You
there's a
smacked the
line,
son I
right? So
named
it's like
after
if y'all want to
me.
keep it boxing, then it's gonna be boxing. That ain't boxing. So I'm just saying, like, I ain't never seen no video of Angel calling, Keith. I heard him call him ponytail. I ain't never hear no
Yeah,
bitch
nappy,
and no.
nappy
Ponytail.
head or whatever. He called him nappy head, whatever. Like he called him all kind of shit.
Yo,
Yo,
Angel was
calling
good.
somebody ponytail and a bitch and a bum is totally different. You get what I'm saying?
And they elicit
Motherfuckers is
different
Yo,
pulling
reactions.
triggers over the bitch word.
Yeah.
Insult is an insult. Some people go further than others. Period.
Nah, that's true. No, Danny, right. I'm with Danny. Some insults is more personal or more, you know what I mean?
And guess what, Ness? You punched my son. It's personal.
It is. I see that too. I got my New York correspondent, Saquon. Saquon, let everybody know where they can find that new Netflix. See, is he gonna connect now? Motherfucking Twitter. Is it true or is it Twitter, Saquon? You might have to hang up and call back in, bruh. Or call in on the landline, man. I text you the number. King Born, what up?
Oh,
yeah. Bill Henry be out here talking big shit too, don't he?
Hell yeah.
What we saying?
But Bill backed that shit up. Bill don't play no game.
He don't.
Bill show up on your ass any YouTube channel you talking crazy on.
We
He's like,
coming
you.
down for real.
I got King Born. You there? My man phone never worked. JT, what up? New Orleans.
JT Money. Y'all remember him?
JT
Yo,
Money.
what up?
What's good, champ?
Yeah.
What up, Mike? What up, Danny? What up, Ness? Good breakdown
What up?
info. I agree on most of everything info said about this fight. It's a 50-50 fight. But Caleb Plant, I don't think I think he's too defensive minded. Uh he had a good fight against Darrell, but this is a different type of style fighter that he's about to face. This guy is big. He throws a lot of volume and punches. I think that's his defense, Benavidez. I don't see Caleb. I don't see Caleb countering a lot through his volume, Benavidez volume. I see him staying too defensive a lot, and I think Benavidez's game plan is to tire him out because if Caleb Plant couldn't handle the pressure of Canelo, and Canelo volume punches as Benavidez, he's gonna have a lot of trouble staying in front of Benavidez. Caleb Plant just gonna start slipping out naturally, and he's gonna start running into stuff. But like Info said, if Canada Plant could get dirty a little bit and force him backwards, because I don't think Benavidez can fight going backwards comfortable. I think he can make it a fight, but he has to be willing to do that at certain times of the fight. Caleb Plant does have a good boxing IQ and can box on the outside. I just can't see him outboxing having a condition to box Benavidez for 12 rounds. But I agree with Danny and Ness on this. I think Benavidez, I got a lot of respect for him, especially in being a dad, coach, and where he got his sons at. But he get too mad disrespectful, you know. I put myself in those shoes. I don't think I'd never get out of pocket and call a fighter a bitch and shit like that. Especially if I ain't never lace up gloves, you know. We talking about getting in the ring and stuff. So I think he was out of pocket with that. I don't like that. I don't respect that. I think he brought it a little too far with that. Don't matter what happened with the fighters at the end of the day, you know. So he still got to be professional as a coach. He could talk shit, but I never seen Danny Garcia dad get out of pocket, call another man a bitch. Unless she did, I haven't seen it. But it's gonna be a good fight. I got Caleb Plant getting probably stopped in the ninth round because he gonna get too tired. I think Benavidez pressure and volume gonna be too much for him. That's my call.
All right, we're going to try Saquon another time on our landline. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. If you want to connect internationally, we got Twitter Spaces and Discord. The links right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. Come on over, voice your opinion, voice of the people hotline. Saquon, New York City. What up, I mean?
Real quick, let me just cut out
what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Saquon, shout out to you, champ. Let me just cut out here real quick. You're going to get your full call. King Amin of Essex on Instagram, on Twitter, Championship Rounds on YouTube.
No. I want you to stay, though. I want you to stay because this question is for you, too, though. This statement is for you, too. You know? So, what I noticed is, I'm going to just make it real quick. What I notice is I don't understand why is it when there's a white fighter, all of y'all always talk about he's more cerebral, he's getting into the other fighter's head. Like it never happens when you have two color boxers of color where they always talk about more cerebral, somebody's getting into his head. It's always Fury versus Wilder, Caleb versus Benavidez. It's always some way with a white fighter is always denoted or smarter than the minority fighter. I don't understand. When I did an interview with Anthony with Andre Durrell, not Andre Durrell, Andre, the trainer for he's a trainer in Brooklyn. His name is escaping me right now.
Rozier?
I asked him. Andre Rozier, yeah. I asked him specifically if y'all go back to TVV's YouTube YouTube channel and you'll see the video. I say, why is it that when a white fighter faces a black fighter or a Latin fighter, we always, even the boxing public, always says he's in his head. This white fight is in his head. This white fight is more cerebral. We really got to check ourselves when we think like that. I'm not saying that Caleb isn't a good fighter. I'm not saying Fury isn't a good fighter, but it's always something that comes down to cerebral capabilities when it comes to these white fighters facing against minority fighters. So I wanted, before you go, I want you to address that, because I'm not sure if it was you or Mike who was saying this. And the other thing was, in order for boxing to be successful, fellas, you don't need casuals.
That was a caller.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was a caller.
It was a.
I never brought up nothing.
But it was. I think it was either Mike or the other dude saying
that brought it up.
Or somebody being somebody's head. Like, all that shit don't mean nothing to me, bro. Like, can you fight? All this, he's in his head and he did this.
No, that was a caller. That was my man and them that be, having
the thing that I brought up is everything that be there is pressure.
Oh, then I apologize to y'all fellas. I apologize. I just thought it was one of the panel members who said that Caleb is in his head and I just don't understand why that always come about. I do want to say one thing before I let y'all go, bro. Boxing doesn't need casual fans, you know what I mean, to be successful. All you need for a boxing event to be successful is 500,000 hardcores to buy the fight, and 25 between 19 and 20 hardcores to purchase a ticket. You don't, and that's worldwide. That's globally. You know what I mean? From 7 billion people on the planet, you just need 500,000 to buy a pay-per-view. I don't understand why we keep thinking that we need casual money in order for boxing matches to be successful, fellas. You know what I mean? And that's the call, man. I really thank y'all. Y'all always entertaining, yo. And good to meet y'all, the new panelists. I'll talk to y'all later, Danny and Ness. All right?
All right.
Yeah, just because we got all these hardcore fans doesn't mean every fight is going to be a hardcore fan fight. You know what I'm saying? Some fans prefer this style or that fighter, and a lot of fans nowadays are more fans of fighters than they are of the sport.
And I feel like that's always been the case. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it's always, you get what I'm saying, somebody that they're a fan of. But yeah, I really I'm on the totally opposite end of the stick on this one. I think that the sport needs as many casuals as possible. I mean, when we talk about the sports that thrive, we talk about sports that are heavily watched by casuals. That being said, me wanting the sport to be thriving and as best as possible, I want all the fucking casuals. That's why any big fight, I'm pushing to my friends that don't really watch boxing. I'm pushing to my family. I'm walking motherfuckers step by step how to set up their DAZN account or how to order the pay-per-view, because that's how much I want the shit. I want as many casuals as possible. And
but how many casuals, Danny? How many casuals?
Not just is something I want. I feel like it's something that the sport needs in order to be successful.
Well, Mike, before you burn, let me just cut out right quick, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me on as always, man. King Amin of Essex on Instagram, King Amin of Essex on Twitter, Championship Rounds on YouTube. Fellas, enjoy the rest of the day. I'm gonna catch up with y'all later. Peace.
All right, champ.
Just to pick it back on what Danny said real quick, like that's why the fight with Tank and Ryan is so like big, because like hardcore fans ain't really believing that Ryan gonna go out there and do what he do against Tank. You know what I'm saying? Most hardcore fans are picking Tank, but those casual fans that love Ryan, that are riding with Ryan but don't really know the sport, are going to pick, you know what I'm saying, Ryan Garcia. And Tank brings the same casual fans in too. Like a lot of Tank stuff be on the Shade Room. How many boxers that we know be on Shade Room, Bottle Report, and all these hip hop blogs?
You talking a handful of guys, if that, bro, look, it totally needs the casual, it totally needs the crossover, not just with the culture, but with other sports. We always see NBA players at other events. I just saw Justin Fields and the Bears. They was at the Bulls game in the suite. You get what I'm saying? I went to a Bulls game last year. Justin Fields was at the game. You know what I'm saying? All that shit's needed because guess what? I don't need you to be the biggest football fan. I just need you to be interested enough to tune in. You get what I'm saying? So the casuals are absolutely fucking needed.
Let me get to these callers, fellas. Looks like we got King Born trying you one more time. Yo, 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 yo. No King Born, no clue what you got going on over there, champ. I don't know why you can't never connect. You're not muted on my end. Everything is good. We going out the Stone Bone in Colorado. Remember the number to call, 1-425-569-5241.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
What up, what up?
What up, Mike, man? How you been, Mike? What up?
Stone Bone, what's good, my brother?
Oh, man, blessed, man. Blessed, man. Everything's
Amen.
good. Hey, yeah, man, this is a real interesting fight, man. But Ness, I'm pretty sure that what other avenues in life, you know what I mean, that you can somebody's daddy can talk shit and then you can beat his son ass for it, right?
Yeah.
Like, go whoop his son ass.
Yeah.
Like, shut him up, man. If you whoop his son ass, maybe you'll shut him up. You know what I mean? Like, you without the police getting called and you going to catch an assault charge, or you know what I mean? That's what we used to say when somebody big grown was talking shit. Go get your son. Tell your son come out so I can whoop his ass. I'll fight. Like that's what y'all need to do. Y'all need to put hands on Benavidez and shut his dad up if that's how y'all feel. I'm pretty sure that after being called all the shit that Angel called Keith, everything felt good about that win besides his elbow. Everything. Like, to shut him up felt great. So David Benavidez is very talented, skilled, fast hands, good punch placement, good power. Caleb Plant is going to have the stab to the body, the stab to the chest. Those are going to be pivotal. He's going to have to force when a guy coming forward to you, you throwing punches, throw the shot to the chest, throw the shot to the stomach. Every time you throw it, you're going to make him reset. So if you can win half of the fight by making him have to reset, you can do that. The problem is going to be if David can stop resetting, take a little skip back and throw the shot and catch Caleb. You saw Caleb when he get hit flush, he has a reaction sometimes. Like, he can't do what he did when Canelo caught him flush, where he kind of turned his shoulder and like walked across. He can't do that. It's going to be David going to be coming throwing punches, whereas in Canelo is patient and just let him run right into the shot. So I'm interested to see the fight. I think this is a real. It ain't 50-50. I think Benavidez is the favorite. Like, they both are Benavidez is a two-time champ because he got his belt back. They're really the same belt, though. So they're one belt, like, champion guys. They're pretty much on similar levels. Neither one of them has fought, like, so much greater opposition than the other. Besides the fight that he did, he lost. So, and he got stopped. So when you see a guy get stopped before, you always think he can get stopped again. So I'm leaning towards Benavidez in this fight. I like what Caleb Plant brings to the ring. And if you don't like what Senior was saying, shut him up, beat his son up. But when I talked to him, he was real cool. I done met him a couple times. I met him here in Omaha back when his other son fought, Buzz. So he came here for when Cyborg fought. So you don't like him, man, shut him up. Beat his son ass. All right, y'all.
And another thing, I think people sleep on David Benavidez is his punch variation. Like, every punch he throws, even though he throws a lot of punches in bunches, they're not all hard. They're all like speed changes. Some of them hard, some of them tap you, some of them just, know what I'm saying, get you, know what I'm saying, thinking something coming. So he's very good at that also. And I just think with that kind of pressure, like, Benavidez is just, to me, a matter of time.
I got a lot of callers on Blog Talk. You need to press 1 if you want to be on the show. I got Casual Boxing Fan sends a counterpunch on Twitter. I don't know who's Casual Boxing Fan on any of these calls. Is that you, New Money? Are you Casual Boxing Fan?
What's happening, Nash? What's happening, Danny?
Are you Casual Boxing Fan? And you
I'm
want
hardcore.
you want Bluetooth, bro? We gonna get back to you, But let me see. Is I am hate? Is that you? No, it wouldn't be you because you on
Got to
Twitter.
be somebody you already went to.
No. All right. Let me see who's this over here. This looks like what is that? Ohio. And the 614.
Maybe the one that called in for CYP. Maybe he's the one that sent the counterpunch.
That's this guy. He's a brand new caller, right? Yep. Gotta be you. Casual boxing fan is you?
No, I'm not. I'm not on the YouTube.
What is your name, sir?
I'm Paul.
Paul, talk to us.
Yeah, I think that Caleb Plant is gonna win. I think Caleb Plant is in his prime. He's getting better with each fight. He took the Canelo loss well, came out and knocked out Durrell, and I think David he's a little angry. He kind of seems like he's in his feelings right now, and Caleb Plant seems more focused.
What part of Ohio you in?
Columbus.
Columbus, all right. Thanks for calling in, champ. Is that all you got for us?
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Thanks for talking.
All right.
They saying he on Twitter Spaces.
Tran, is that you?
It says casual boxing fan.
Yeah.
Oh, because the top say casual. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. This I had to change my name. Nah, I wanted to counterpunch because I know the dude was mistaken. I forget the man's name, the gentleman's name.
Oh, Jay.
He was mistaken on.
You talking about Saquon? You the one that called in about the cerebral.
Yeah, because that's what he was saying. I didn't say cerebral. The other dude did, but he wasn't talking about like Caleb was smarter than him. Getting in his head. He was talking about in the ring. He was talking about the way he boxes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm one of those people that even if it's misconstrued, the race politics they go into boxing, there's real deal racial shit that's going on. There's fighters not getting shots. There's actual things that are happening behind the scenes, and stuff like that is not one of those things that we need to shed light on because that's not what he was talking about. But and the second thing is, my name is Casual Boxing Fan. The casual boxing fans are needed. They're a necessity. Look, we got back to back fights right now. Who's dropping $200+ on fights right now? Not a lot of people. So are you like a lot of people about to spend money on Caleb Plant? They're about to spend money on Inouye Fulton. They're about to spend money on all these fights. Not a lot of people they're gonna want to see the regular the best fights that are available. Not a lot of people are gonna buy John Ryder versus Canelo. The casual fans will, and the casual fans are gonna show up because guess what? When the hardcore fans they're gonna pay for something or they're gonna show up, they don't fucking do it every single time. The hardcore fans never fucking show up, but the casual fan that don't know shit about boxing is gonna pay some money. He got that money saved up.
Yeah, but that's because hardcores we disgruntled, man. We don't get what we want. Look, we get Danny getting this fight 3 years later.
You're right. That's something that you're definitely right on that. But what I'm saying is when it's finally time to do it, we're not prepared. You know what I mean? And I get it. The shit takes a long time, but the casual fan shows up every single time and he's paying.
Because he's not invested. They not. You can't make a case for them. They not invested. We the ones every day.
Why do you believe that we wouldn't need them though? Why do you think that we don't need them?
Who said we don't need
invested them? Or not?
Who said
But I'm saying. But that was his argument. That was Saquon's argument that we don't need him, but we do need him.
I'm talking to Ness, right? I know what you're saying.
No, I ain't saying we don't need him, Danny. I'm just saying that you can't just blame us. We are disgruntled. We are the ones that talk about tank negotiations with Ryan every single day.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, bro. But the argument was that we don't need casual fans, and that's what he's saying that we do. And for you to defend the argument, it's like you taking a stance that we don't.
I'm just
and that's
making
what I'm saying
because
that was the
clear
original
we disgruntled.
argument.
I'm making it clear why we don't show up. Like he's saying the casuals show up on the big fights more than us. I'm saying that's because we built it up and we know that it's happening at the wrong time. But go ahead, casual. We fucking stole your call.
No. I'm saying you're right about that. they're disgruntled as shit. But what I'm saying is, regardless of whether people are mad, especially the hardcore is just not going to tune in, but the casual fan will, and that's going to get the boxes paid. And that's also going to get because that's not, like I'm saying, they're going to give away tickets. They're going to try to promote. And not every hardcore fan is gonna blow their money because they know what. Sometimes they just know what a regular fight is worth. Not even just a big time fight. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence, big time fight. I'm talking about when you coming up against a mandatory, and you know some of these guys they want to get paid big money. The casual fan is gonna tune in, and they're gonna keep paying these guys big money. That's just what it is. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not gonna take up too much of y'all time. I know y'all got shit going on. I appreciate y'all.
All right, New Money, what up? Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, we can't hear you, champ. Take that off. Take that off. We can't hear you. All we hear is wind.
Okay. Okay, we take it off. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. I believe the
Oh,
Plant is going to
nah, we can't hear you. You gotta go back to whatever you said when you said how about now. You gotta make sure you're talking into the receiver, champ.
Okay.
My man called it a receiver.
I mean, if he on the phone, it is one end is the receiver, Mike.
I mean, just call it a phone, my guy. Like, you ain't got to call it a receiver.
No.
This ain't 1926, dog.
He got to talk into the right end of the phone. Look, he hung up. My man, he like, fuck it, I can't get it. Mike said, this ain't 1976. My man can't understand his phone. Let's see what we got over here. Remember, the number to call in, 1425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you could also join us on Twitter Spaces and Discord. If you're on Twitter Spaces or Discord, don't forget to request so you can indicate to us that you're ready to rock and roll. We going from new money to VA money. What up?
Hello, man.
What's good?
What's up, TVB? Oh, you have to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I want to speak on the issue of the casual fans. Casual fans are absolutely needed. We get on this platform, you get thousands of viewers and, almost 100 calls each and every day. The reality is a lot of guys claiming hardcore or false flagging, right? Because in my definition of hardcore, that means that you also participate in the event, right? As in, like, you go to the fights, you buy the pay-per-views, you buy the streams and stuff like that. A lot of us don't do that. You know what I mean? And if you do that, that means that you have a lot of discretionary income to do that. Because nowadays, half the fights are on pay-per-view, or half the fights are on a streaming site that costs money, right? Yes. So it's not like back in the day where you can just tune on ABC or CBS and watch a fight, or go to Showtime and watch a fight when you already got the cable package. Now, Showtime still has fights, yes, but most of the fights now are for PPC a pay-per-view. The Zone has a huge market share now. So there's a lot of guys streaming illegally, still talking about I'm a hardcore fan, where you can't be a hardcore fan. You know what I'm saying? A hardcore fan of something like Japanese cartoons, they actually go and buy those cartoons, even though it's so easy to get on the internet and get torrents of movies or whatever. Those guys collect that stuff, right? So, like, how many of us who claim to be hardcores actually buy fights? This is why you need casuals. You need guys who are just looking for a good time this weekend or next weekend or whenever. You know what I mean? They got the money because they don't do it often. They're gonna go. I'm sorry. They're gonna go out, buy some tickets to the fight. 500, 600, thousands of them are gonna show up. It's gonna be a great experience, an event. You know what I mean? If the fight gets stamped by the hardcores, which is some of us, then they know that the fight is going to be official. We're like the critics. You know what I mean? If we say that this is going to be a good fight, and we're able to explain why it should be a good fight, the casuals are gonna believe it. I already told you guys last time I called. It has to be like a marriage between the casuals and the hardcores. You know what I mean? Because they rely on the hardcores for their opinion. Like casuals don't make up their own opinion on boxing. They just run with whatever narrative that they want, that they like. You know what I mean? From whoever hardcore made it up. You know what I mean? So I believe that casuals are 100% essential for the sport of boxing. For fighters like, for example, guys like Nonito Donaire, in order for him to get paid his worth, there needs to be a huge. There needs to be. All right, yeah. All right, man. I'll call you back, guys.
All right, champ. Hey, man, don't forget. Remember, you can always get a counterpunch, $5 Cash App, and or super chat with the words counterpunch. We're going out to unbiased fan. Looks like he may not connect. Alex, Florida, what up?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, all right. Yeah, man, fight week. We've been wanting big fights, and seems so far this year is delivering on that. Um, Man, like I hear a lot of people talk about David Benavidez and his father. Yeah, his father seems to come off as a dickhead sometimes, but like you said, he's built two very good boxers, guys that are accomplishing things. You know, you had Jose that get the interim WBA title, and you got David 3-time, never losing in the ring champ. So, but I mean, when it comes down to the matchup, you could think this guy's a dickhead. You could think Caleb Plant's a prick. You can say this or that, but at the end of the day, it's about what goes on, what will happen in that square circle, man. And I think it's such an interesting matchup. David Benavidez is going to come forward. You know, he has the faster hands when you're in close and maybe in the mid range too. Caleb Plant got the better legs. He boxes more. And, we've seen what he could do against the top level. He can make it competitive, but can he win? This is his second, swing at it. So I'm really excited. I prefer boxers, so I'm rooting for Caleb, but I can't go over the fact that it seems when you keep coming, when you keep bringing that pressure, when Caleb starts to drop, it's a problem. So I do kind of expect David to really pick it up in the late rounds, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does stop Caleb. But I'm just hoping it's a great event. I'm hoping all the fights deliver, and especially the main event. So I'll be tuning in. Still deciding if I'm gonna buy it or steal it, but you never know, man. It's early. It's Monday. We'll see how it goes, man. Hey, appreciate y'all.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. Looks like if you're on Blog Talk, now is the time to raise your hand and request or press the one button, either Twitter, Blog Talk, and or Discord. Final thoughts, gentlemen. I'll be back at 3 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be talking that interview with Adrian Broner and Gilly the Kid, $1 million worth of game, where he talks about the infamous sparring session with Devin Haney and Tank Davis. And Adrian Broner gives his thoughts, something that don't match 100% the story of Bill Haney, the father of Devin Haney. So we'll be talking that 3 o'clock. Tank, Broner, Haney. Right now, obviously, we're talking David Benavidez, but we're wrapping it up. If you want to call in, hitting those
my
numbers
final
is the
thoughts
time.
on it. I mean, I'm just excited for the fight week, man. Like you said, and like I've mentioned, a fight I've been looking forward to. So definitely excited for fight week to kick off on Wednesday, and excited to be in the building on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm right along there with Danny. Just excited. Can't wait for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Big fight, good card. Got Abel Ramos. I believe he's fighting Cody Crowley, right? That should be a good scrap.
Abel Ramos. Yeah, he's fighting Cody Crowley. I thought you meant
That should be a good
Jesus.
scrap right there. Then I think we got Joey Spencer versus Jesus Ramos, right?
Correct. Yep.
That should be a good scrap too. And Joey, it's time. Like this is like sink or swim. Like Jesus got a lot of hype around him. So if you're able to beat him, then that goes a long way. But the main event, Benavidez Plant, that's the fight that I've been looking forward for a long time.
Chris
To me,
Colbert, man. Radio Venezuela, that shit got me sweating. Love
oh
both
yeah,
them
Chris Colbert,
guys.
he back too. So yeah, that's another good fight. But this is a fight that I think right now is the best fight on the schedule, like bar none, like better than Tank and Ryan, more competitive, and I just think that Benavidez is gonna go out there and do what he always do, overwhelm and eventually stop him. So can't wait to see it this weekend. That's my biggest thoughts.
Late super chat, Saquon. Shout out Saquon, $5 super chat. He says, we don't need casuals. When was the last time you heard a casual say, I'm having a fight party? Casuals steal streams. Hardcores carry the sport. We don't need casuals. When was the last time you had a casual throw a fight party? You just need 500,000 pay-per-view buys from hardcores and 19, 20,000 in the stands. Casuals steal streams.
A lot of casuals coming to fights. A lot of casuals go to bars. A lot of casuals go to events to watch fights. So
yeah, I feel
we need
like it's the casuals. I feel like it's the casuals that's for the big fights that's throwing the fight parties. I feel like it's the cat, bro. Let me tell you, I've had more friends that have never attended a boxing fight buy tickets to Tank Ryan than people that I know in the industry or people that I know that I've known been watching boxing for years. Everybody that I know that's purchased a ticket to Tank Ryan been a casual, like.
And why you think those tickets
guys,
so
real
much?
quick, let me get to this last minute caller.
They just don't want the sport to grow. That's all.
I got a caller here, G
Keys.
Keys.
Yeah, what's the deal, Ness? We finna cut to it. Y'all got my man's Plant messed up. If you think Benavidez finna come in there and knock him out, don't be surprised if you see Plant stop this man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I said it. Breadman getting that boy right. Don't be surprised. That's my call.
You from Philly?
G left. He jumped off. He don't want no answers, no
he probably
questions.
from Philly, you know what I'm saying? Probably Breadman cousin right there. Just called
Nah,
in.
I'm still on.
Oh, is you from Philly?
You said, am I from Philly? No, I'm from LA.
He was asking.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we'll see, man. That's why we had a fight, right?
Yeah. We'll see as the weigh-in come, too. We got to see how everybody looks at the weigh-in. But all right, G, that is the last caller. My name is Ness GTO. Find me on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to follow The Boxing Voice on all forms of social media. We will be back at 3 o'clock. Check us out on Patreon and YouTube members for early releases of some exclusive interviews. Catch us on the next one.
Follow me on Mike on Sports on YouTube. Just dropped a couple videos. Got Kell Brook coming back. Who he fighting? He say it might be Conor Ben. Who knows? And I got a Deontay Wilder video that I just dropped about 10 minutes ago. So go check that out too. Peace.
Bring Walk Danny on all forms of social media, Midfield Mindset. For all my F1 content, catch us on the next one. We out.
How was that stream yesterday, bro? That was your second stream now, right?
Second stream. It was cool. A lot. I have more people for sure. On this one and a lot more interaction in the chat. So, it's only going to get better.
For sure,
sure. What was it like the highlight, like because I don't really know F1, so I don't really know what they do.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really emphasizing my casual aspect of the sport, and this is why another thing that I emphasize on why casuals is so important, right? Casuals in the sport of F1 have forced the TV rights. Last season it was 5 million, this season 75 million or 70 million, one of the two. So it was at least a $65 million increase, right? What's that, about a 13x increase? Only because of the casuals that have came into the sport. So I really emphasize the casual aspect. But yeah, bro, I do live watch along for the whole race, break down the race. So, it was pretty fun to watch. And obviously, because I am a casual, I have some TBV diehards who have now switched over and joined me on my live streams. And, they putting me on game. So I appreciate the greediest. Shout out to you, bro. Jack, shout out to you and everybody else who've been rocking out, man.
On our poll, David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, just for the stats and the facts, who wins and how. David Benavidez by decision, only 12% of our audience. David Benavidez by KO, 49%. Caleb Plant by KO, 11%. Caleb Plant by decision, 28%. Catch me at 3 o'clock. Peace.